Chapter 2042. Ha, stupid human. Let's see if he still dares to be so arrogant. Before, this guy killed some elites from the Curse Killer army and became so arrogant. But he doesn't know that the difference between a title demon king and the other demon kings is like a chasm. They can't be compared at all. That's right. The Wind Wing King is the king of speed. He's so fast that I'm scared. Whoever he wants to kill, no one can live. Now that he's the first to attack, this human is dead for sure. This human strength is not bad, but he can't compare to us title demon kings. It's over. The battle will be over in the blink of an eye. He's just a small human. How can he fight against us demon kings? He's just relying on numbers and treasures. The title demon king's expressions were very calm. They chatted casually and didn't care about Xia Ping at all. They thought that the Wind Wing King could end this kid's life. But at this time, Xia Ping attacked. He stepped forward and punched, shaking and exploding. This was a simple straight punch without any fancy moves. But it was horrifying. Suddenly, the sky shook and the ground shook. It was as if a god elephant had appeared behind him. It stood tall and gave off the terrifying aura of a chaotic god demon. When the surrounding wind blades felt the fist energy, they were instantly shattered into pieces like glass. The huge wind blade was instantly shattered into pieces. Crackling sounds could be heard from the surroundings, as if space itself was shattering. Not good. The Wind Wing King's hair stood on end and his expression changed. He could feel the terror of this punch. It contained endless fist power and the laws of heaven and earth. It was fierce and unparalleled. It was as if a peerless emperor had descended. He gave off an unstoppable aura. If the emperor wanted his subjects to die, the subjects had to die. He tried to flap his wings and escape quickly, but it was too late. The power of the fist power was actually faster than his speed. He couldn't react at all. Boom. In the next second, his body was hit by the fist. His huge body was easily penetrated by the fist. Large amounts of blood sprayed out like a fountain. Although he was fast, his body was as weak as paper. Facing such a fist power, he couldn't block it at all. Save me, brother, save me. The Wind Wing King let out a mournful scream, like a pig being slaughtered. He desperately begged for help, hoping that the other 11 titled demon kings would act quickly and save him. However, the speed of the fist force was too fast. It was so fast that even the titled beast kings could react. The other titled beast kings were all dumbfounded. They were still watching the show, not knowing what was going on. No matter how shrill the Wind Wing King's cries were, it was of no use. Its body was destroyed by the terrifying fist energy. In merely a short moment, its body exploded like a balloon and transformed into a ball of mush. Moreover, even its soul core was shattered into pieces, and it perished on the spot. Seeing this scene, Fang Xian and the others were shocked. That was a titled demon king, a peerless and invincible powerhouse, the strongest powerhouse below the sages, but now it was destroyed by a single punch from this human. Isn't this a little too exaggerated? Now, who was the real titled monster king? Alright, let's kill one first. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back, casting a sidelong glance at them. You still have 11 titled demon kings. Which one of you dares to come up and throw your lives away? I can fulfill your wishes one by one and send you all to hell together with the Wind Wing King. He spoke provocatively, wanting to challenge these titled demon kings one by one and have a fair fight. Who's going first? Go fuck yourself. Do you think we'll fight you one-on-one? Go to hell, human. You actually dared to kill the Wind Wing King. We will definitely not rest until you die. You're dead meat, human. Even if it's the heavens or the earth, no one can save you. All the titled demon kings were furious. They glared at Xia Ping with murderous intent. This brat had a good idea. He still wanted to fight them one-on-one. This was simply a fool's dream. They wanted to gang up on this human and completely destroy him. Boom! In an instant, these titled demon kings immediately moved. They used all kinds of techniques and attacked in all directions. Some of them had flames that were tens of thousands of feet long. They used a sea of fire that surged forward violently, causing waves of air to surge. Some of them controlled a black flood that was tens of thousands of feet long. Some of them used lightning, which fell down like raindrops. They covered the sky and covered the earth. There was nowhere to hide. These titled demon kings all activated the power of heaven and earth to seal the void. They surrounded Xia Ping from all directions, not allowing this human to escape. They're angry. 11 titled demon kings are completely enraged. This mysterious man is really scary. He killed a titled demon king in an instant. What kind of strength does he have? Who cares how strong he is? Let's just hurry up and run. This mysterious man will help us block these titled demon kings. Run? This is the blood mist forbidden ground. Where can we run to? Fang Yang and the rest were discussing. Seeing such a battle, they were dumbfounded. They wanted to run, but this was the blood mist forbidden ground. There was nowhere to run. Moreover, a battle of this level was incomparably terrifying. Even if they wanted to interfere, they wouldn't be able to. If they dared to get close, they would die. They were nothing but cannon fodder. You don't even dare to fight one-on-one. What kind of titled demon king are you? You actually dare to gang up on me. Don't blame me then. Come out, Star Destroyer sword. In an instant, Xia Ping grabbed out with his hand and took out a low-grade sacred weapon, Star Destroyer sword. So, with a wave of his hand, he infused his magic power into the sword. The entire Star Destroyer sword trembled and exploded with countless starlight. Just like that, he slashed down at the group of titled demon kings. As the sword slashed down, the heavens and the earth shook. Immediately, countless blue sword lights exploded. Star runes quickly formed within the sword. Every star rune swallowed the power of the stars in the depths of the void. Then they turned into huge stars. Tens of thousands of stars fell from the sky. The entire world was filled with the sound of the apocalypse. The group of titled demon kings was completely enveloped by the stars, sealing the sky and locking the earth. He actually has a low-grade sacred weapon. Many titled demon kings were shocked. They didn't expect this human to have a sacred weapon. One had to know that a human with a sacred weapon and a human without one were two completely different things. A sacred weapon could increase the combat power of a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert by several times. Even a titled demon king couldn't compare. Don't. With just one strike, the attacks of these titled demon kings were all destroyed. One after another, the magic arrays were turned into dust. The huge stars smashed onto their bodies. Oh! Immediately, these titled monster kings let out shrill screams. The skin on their bodies burst open, and fresh blood gushed out as if it was free. Their internal organs were all severely injured. Even the terrifying energy of the stars emitted a cold air that invaded their bodies. It wanted to completely freeze the primordial spirits of these titled demon kings. Not good. Hurry and ask the master to come over. Chapter 2043. Boom. The Fire Bear King immediately took out a black talisman from his body. There was a skull symbol on it, and it emitted a deep, terrifying, and strange aura that made people shudder. The Fire Bear King activated his magic power and immediately burned the black talisman. It turned into a wisp of black smoke and quickly merged into the depths of the void. It was transmitted to the Killing Curse Demon Saint in another corner of the Qinghai realm. In an instant, the Killing Curse Demon Saint seemed to have received this message. It opened its eyes, and a wisp of divine consciousness instantly descended into the depths of the blood mist forbidden land. A terrifying pressure filled the surroundings. Oh no, they actually contacted the Killing Curse Demon Saint. We are completely finished. Seeing this, Fang Yang and the others felt bitter and hopeless. Just the 12 titled demon kings were enough to kill them countless times. Now, even the Killing Curse Demon Saint had appeared. This was simply not giving them a way out. Although the Killing Curse Demon Saint's real body had not come to this place, they could feel the terrifying divine consciousness that was everywhere in the depths of the void. This was the difference in the nature of life. They were not even of the same species. They simply wanted to crawl down. They could not face such a terrifying existence at all. You actually used a curse talisman? To inform me, have you completed the mission? A deep voice came from the depths of the void. Master, the plan was very successful. We entered the depths of the blood mist forbidden land and even found the saintess of the soul race, Lu Rulun. However, we have encountered a small problem. Sensing the killing curse demon saint's divine consciousness, the Fire Bear King and the other titled demon kings immediately became respectful, not daring to overstep. Small problem? I see. There is also a human in the Thunder Tribulation realm with a low-grade divine weapon. Is he the one who blocked you and prevented you from completing the mission? The cursed demon saint's divine sense circulated in the void, sweeping in all directions. In an instant he knew what had happened, as clear as a blazing fire. Yes, it's this human. He is very powerful and has a divine weapon. We are no match for him. The Fire Bear King and the other titled demon kings were very unwilling. They felt that this was an extremely embarrassing matter, but they still told the truth about their predicament. Human. The demon saint of the killing curse's voice rang out, targeting Xia Ping. I'll only give you one chance, just one. Immediately kneel and surrender, crawl on the ground like a dog and you'll live. If you continue to resist stubbornly and try to provoke us, then you will suffer a fate worse than death today. Even your family and friends will be captured and executed. Its tone was very indifferent, without any killing intent. It was merely stating a fact. Many titled demon kings looked at the human in front of them mockingly. They were calm and composed. Even if this human had a divine artifact, in front of an immortal demon saint, he was just an ant, not worth mentioning. With the support of an immortal beast sage, they had nothing to fear. Boom! As soon as the sound of his voice faded, Xia Ping made his move. The Star Destroyer sword in his hand slashed out, instantly unleashing a terrifying sword chi that resembled the trajectories of starlight, beautiful and resplendent, yet containing a terrifying killing intent. At this moment, it was as if the entire sky had turned into a dark starry sky. The stars shone resplendently and swayed. What? The Fire Bear King and the other titled demon king's hair stood on end, their bodies trembling. They could feel the terror of this sword. The omnipresent killing intent caused the surrounding void to tremble, unceasingly slicing the space and enveloping the surroundings. This sword had already locked on to their aura and primordial spirit. No matter how fast they were, no matter where they fled to, they could not avoid the attack of this sword. And how dare you? Seeing this scene, the killing curse demon saint of the killing curse was enraged. It was simply furious. It was unknown how many years had passed. Ever since it advanced to an immortal beast sage, it had an endless lifespan. It had always been high and mighty. Facing these mortals, it had always treated them like a god, not putting these mortals in its eyes at all. As long as it gave an order, billions of living beings would have to bow down, and rivers of blood would flow. But now, not only did this lowly and insignificant human not listen to its orders, he even dared to attack its loyal subordinates right in front of its face. He wanted to kill people in front of it. This was simply slapping its face, slapping it, spitting on it. This was completely trampling its dignity as a demon saint into the ground, and it was even trampling on it. Boom! A terrifying aura was brewing in the depths of the void. The heaven and earth shook, the space trembled, as if the heaven and earth were angry. The entire Azure Sea realm was tumbling, and thousands of volcanoes were erupting. This was the anger of an immortal beast sage. However, it was already too late. It was still a certain distance away from the blood mist forbidden land. Even though it was an immortal beast sage, it needed a certain amount of time to cross such a long distance. However, during this period of time, rays of star-like sword chi swept down from the sky, blasting at these titled demon kings. The terrifying sword chi instantly erupted. Dong dong dong. In the next second, the Fire Bear King and the other titled demon kings did not know what had happened. Their eyes widened, and with a poochie sound, their heads were sent flying, splashing a pile of blood. At the same time, the primordial spirits within their bodies were instantly sliced into pieces. 11 titled demon kings were killed by Xia Ping with one sword. Not a single one was left alive. The ground was littered with the corpses of the titled demon kings. They were simply dismembered. This. Fang Yang and the others were dumbfounded. They did not expect this mysterious person to be so daring. He killed 12 titled demon kings right in front of the killing curse demon sage. Wasn't this an insult to the killing curse demon sage and a slap to its face? They could not imagine what kind of mortal would be so insolent as to slap a demon sage's face. He must be tired of living. Human, how dare you? Seeing this scene, the killing curse demon sage flew into a rage. An unprecedented anger surged from the depths of its heart. If its anger could condense into a substance and turn into the power of a sacred art, the entire Azure Sea realm would probably be burned to ashes by its anger. A mere mortal actually dared to kill 12 of its elite subordinates right in front of it. This was simply slapping its face to death. It could not imagine such a thing happening. This mortal was simply tired of living. You're dead. Even if you go up into the sky or down into the sea, no one can save you. I'm going to extract your soul and expose it to the endless abyss for 30,000 years. I'm going to make you wish you were dead. I'm going to exterminate your entire family. The killing curse demon sage roared angrily. Like thunder, the entire sky of the Azure Sea realm seemed to be torn apart. Dong. Chapter 2044. An old man in a black robe appeared in front of everyone. He looked like a human old man. His skin was dry and seemed to be devoid of water. He looked like a mummy. A skull-like black inscription appeared between his brows. It seemed to contain a dark world deep within the inscription, absorbing countless souls and vengeful spirits in this universe. His entire body was emitting a dark curse aura. The old man stood in midair and looked down emotionlessly. He was like the incarnation of the Grim Reaper, a peerless demon that walked out from the depths of the darkness. He represented curse, darkness, and death. Killing curse demon sage. Fang Yang and the others were speechless. The moment the old man appeared, the surrounding void was filled with an inexplicable aura. It was oppressive, despairing, and dark. Even when the soul race was destroyed, the killing curse demon sage's main body did not appear. It only sent a strand of its consciousness over. But now, not only had its consciousness come, its real body had come as well. One could imagine how angry the killing curse demon sage was. Ants. The killing curse demon sage looked down at Fang Yang and the others. It was just a glance. In an instant, Fang Yang, Fang Xin, and the other soul race warriors, as well as the blue-clothed maid, exploded and turned into meat paste. They couldn't even struggle. Just a single glance was enough to shatter their souls from the inside out. They were pitiful. They had fled for God knows how long and painstakingly arrived at the blood-mist-forbidden land. They thought that they could survive, but they still died. They were killed by the killing curse demon sage with just a glance. Clearly, Fang Yang and the others were still useful before. But now that they had entered the depths of the blood-mist-forbidden land, they were useless. To vent its anger, the killing curse demon sage killed them with a glare. Even if the blue-clothed maid was its subordinate. To the killing curse demon sage, it did not matter how many mortals died. Human, you have angered me. How do you want to die? The killing curse demon sage stared at Xia Ping arrogantly. The way it looked at him was like it was looking at ants that it had killed with a glare. It did not care about Xia Ping at all. That was to be expected. After all, it was an immortal demon sage with an endless lifespan. How could mere mortals compare? It didn't know how many criminals like this it had killed. You're the cursed demon saint? Xia Ping blinked his eyes and remained unmoved. Why do you look so weak? You don't seem as powerful as I imagined. He had seen sages before, such as his own master, the North Sea Sage. His aura was boundless and unfathomable, just like the universe itself. Even though Dumbo Gaia had just advanced to the immortal rank, her magic power was vast and boundless. There was no end to it at all. It was like an abyss that was unbelievably dense. However, although the demon saint of the killing curse in front of him was also very powerful, far surpassing the title demon king, in his perception, it was not invincible. It was not to the extent that he could not defeat it with just a glance. Weak. Hearing this, the cursed killing holy beast was enraged. It laughed in anger. You're just an ant, Yet you dare to say such big words. It seems that you don't know how terrifying a saint is. Today I'll show you. Killing you is as easy as killing a chicken. Boom, as soon as it finished speaking, it immediately attacked with a palm that could topple mountains and overturn seas. It was as if this palm encompassed the entire world, and the chi of heaven and earth within a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers was grasped in its hand. Then, a huge amount of chi rapidly condensed, turning into a huge millstone. Countless sage rank talismans? They were engraved deep within the millstone, emitting an immortal and sacred aura. This millstone was extremely fast. Under the cursed killing holy beast's control, it bombarded down from mid-air, as if it was going to flatten the entire world and completely destroy it. Divine elephant supporting the heavens. Xia Ping's thoughts moved, and a universal Dharma idol immediately flew out from his body. It was a divine elephant, as if it was a demon god that walked out from the ancient times. It emitted a terrifying aura. Its body was covered in densely packed divine elephant runes. Its body was huge, and its aura was terrifying. It fearlessly charged towards the huge millstone just like that. Immediately, a huge sound was heard in midair. The indestructible huge Yuan Qi millstone was immediately stopped by the divine elephant's power. No matter how huge the millstone was, it could not shatter the divine elephant's body. The ground was also shaken, and a deep crater of several hundred kilometers appeared, emitting cracking sounds. So powerful! Lu Rulan's beautiful eyes widened. She felt the powerful air currents nearby, each of which could turn into a storm. She quickly retreated, avoiding the center of the battle between the two to avoid being implicated. She looked at Xia Ping in disbelief, even though she knew that Xia Ping's strength far surpassed Tidal Demon Kings. Otherwise, he would not have been able to kill Tidal Demon Kings as if they were chickens. However, being able to stop an attack from an immortal saint still shocked her. If this matter was spread out, the entire universe would definitely be shaken. Using Thunder Calamity to fight an immortal saint was simply shocking. As expected, this power is only SOSO. Xia Ping raised his eyebrows. He sensed the immortal saint's power slightly, and it was only on par with him. It did not surpass him by too much. In fact, he did not even know how powerful he was. First, his soul power. After absorbing the soul energy of countless living beings, his primordial spirit power was extremely powerful, far surpassing Tidal Demon Kings. It was probably comparable to an immortal saint. Next was magic power. He cultivated the Panwu True Scripture and opened up 9 Purple Palace spaces. The area of each Purple Palace space was 100 times larger than ordinary cultivators. This way, the magic power in his body was naturally hundreds or even thousands of times more than ordinary cultivators. His magic power was unimaginably dense. Moreover, his body contained the infernal Golden Crow bloodline, which had already awakened 550 million bloodlines. His physique had been strengthened to an unimaginable level, and he already had the embryonic form of a mythical creature. With these advantages stacking up, he could sweep away all Thunder Calamity Realm experts. In terms of strength and magic power, he was not inferior to ordinary immortal saints. Bastard damned ant. However, the killing cursed demon saint did not know this. It only felt humiliated, extremely humiliated, and its face turned red. As an immortal saint, it was extremely powerful, far surpassing mortals. Yet, a casual attack from it could not kill this mortal. This was a great humiliation. If his gang of scoundrels found out about this and knew that he couldn't even kill a mortal with a single strike, they would definitely mock him for being so weak. Such a humiliating matter would cause it to be shamed for hundreds of millions of years. Chapter 2045. Mortal, go to hell. Cursed Demon Palm. The cursed demon saint roared angrily and attacked again. This time, it was enraged. It was no longer a casual test. Instead, it unleashed a thunderous attack, and palm prints appeared in midair. In an instant, hundreds and thousands of giant palm prints appeared in midair. Each palm print was engraved with dense inscriptions, like the giant palm of heaven. The power contained in each palm was enough to shatter a planet and create mountains and rivers. Under Xia Ping's perception, there seemed to be tadpole-like runes wriggling in the depths of each palm, emitting dense demonic qi that was filled with a destructive aura. Any rune that landed had the power to shatter mountains and rivers. Countless tadpole-like runes overlapped, increasing the destructive power to an extreme level. It was as if it controlled the power of the universe's origin, turning into a dominator that could destroy everything. Too strong. Is this the power of an immortal demon saint? Lu Rulan saw this scene from afar and felt shocked. She had never seen an immortal demon saint in action and had no idea how strong an immortal demon saint was. Even when the cursed demon saint chased after her last time, she could only escape quickly and did not have the chance to face it directly. But now, she saw an immortal-level demon saint in action. It was indeed extraordinary. With one palm, the entire Azure Sea realm would probably tremble. This was a sage that dominated the universe, an existence like a nuclear weapon. Thousand-armed Buddha. Xia Ping was not afraid. Another Dharma form appeared on his body, the thousand-armed Buddha. It immediately emitted a dazzling golden light that seemed to pierce through the surrounding darkness and welcome light. It stretched out 3,000 dark golden palms, on which dense Buddhist runes appeared. It was as if it was a supreme Buddhist scripture, containing the terrifying power of Buddha. Vaguely, the Sanskrit voice of countless Buddhas could be heard from the depths of the void. All kinds of strange phenomena appeared and lotus flowers bloomed. It sat in the void and blasted out 3,000 palms at the same time. It seemed to represent 3,000 worlds. Each dark golden palm had the power to tear through the void. It was extremely terrifying. Palm against palm, brute force against brute force, magical power against magical power. Don't. The two forces collided with each other like countless planets colliding. Immediately, there was a world-shaking sound. Explosions rang out, and countless balls of Yuan Qi were shattered. The surrounding grounds seemed to have been turned upside down. The surrounding restrictive arrays were completely destroyed. It was as if two immortal-level sages were fighting to the death. Damned ant, you actually dare to block me? Why don't you just die? Why don't you just die? The killing curse demon saint flew into a rage and became even angrier. Previously, it could forget about the fact that its casual attack was blocked by this lowly mortal. But now, its all-out attack was blocked by this mortal with ease. How could there be such a ridiculous thing in the world? Was he still a mortal? Killing curse heaven fist. The demon saint of the killing curse was enraged. It once again used another peerless divine ability. The countless palm prints in the air seemed to converge, clenching into huge fists. At this moment, all the magical power seemed to be converged and compressed into a ball. A destructive power spread out from the depths of the fists. Each black fist seemed to be wrapped by runes that were like poisonous snakes. Countless black runes formed orderly chains that wrapped around the fists. It seemed as if all the darkness, evil, curses, and other auras in the world were concentrated in the depths of the fists and compressed crazily. Once the fists were launched, the evil power in the depths of the fists would instantly explode. It could instantly kill the enemy and corrode their souls, pulling them into the abyss world and contaminating them into evil creatures. Rumbles in an instant, hundreds and thousands of black fists bombarded down from the sky. They were like demons walking out of chaos, piercing through space and cleansing the land. The surrounding space was filled with an evil aura. It was as if the surrounding hundreds of millions of kilometers had turned into a dark demonic domain. Countless demons, ghosts, and vengeful spirits seemed to fly out from the dimensional spaces that had been torn apart in the surroundings. Thousand-eyed demon. Xia Ping was unmoved. Another heaven and earth Dharma idol appeared on his body. It was a demon that had walked out from the depths of hell. It had 3,000 eyes on its body. Every eye that opened seemed to represent a kind of sin. Its body was filled with the aura of sin, hell, chaos, massacre, and other things. It was as if it was an amalgamation of all the sins in the world. It was a completely different kind of power from the thousand-armed Buddha. It was purely born for destruction and massacre. Swish, swish. Swish. At this moment, the demon opened its eyes. All 3,000 eyes shot out beams of dim light. Each beam of dim light seemed to be able to penetrate the 9 serenities of hell and contained terrifying destructive power. 3,000 beams of dim light blasted out at the same time. They covered the sky and earth and collided with the black fists. Rumble, the two forces collided again. The power of hell and the power of the dark curse collided and destroyed each other. It was as if poisonous snakes were tearing each other apart. Sin and darkness were entangled, and neither could do anything to the other. After another breath, the two forces disappeared again and destroyed each other. Damn it. You can actually resist my killing curse heavenly fist. Mortal, where did you come from? The killing curse demon sage widened its eyes in disbelief. If it was before, it might have thought that this kid was just lucky. However, now that he could even resist the killing curse heavenly fist, it was not as simple as luck. This was definitely strength, because even a powerful existence like the immortal demon sage would need to expend a lot of energy to resist this punch. If they were not careful, they would be corroded by the killing curse heavenly fist's curse aura and their soul would be polluted. Between sages, the soul was the most important thing. There must be no accidents. Therefore, the killing curse demon sage could run amok among the immortal demon sages and make countless sages afraid. However, this little mortal could actually resist the power of its killing curse heavenly fist. Moreover, he was just a thunder tribulation realm ant. This was simply unheard of. I will not change my name or my surname. I am unrivaled Wu of the human race. Xia Ping shouted and rushed forward, brazenly attacking the demon saint of killing curse. Another heaven and earth avatar appeared on his body. It was a primordial heavenly dragon. It roared in the depths of the void and let out an earth-shattering dragon roar. The terrifying power of the heavenly dragon resided in his fist. In an instant, he seemed to have transformed into a primordial heavenly dragon. He circulated the power of the primordial heavenly dragon and punched out, tearing the sky. Bastard ant. Chapter 2046. Heavenly Incantation. The killing curse demon sage formed a seal with both hands, and countless demon sage runes appeared on its body. Huge energy quickly condensed, and a huge energy shield immediately appeared in front of its body. Black tadpole-like runes appeared in the depths of this energy shield. They contained powerful defensive power and seemed to be able to isolate all magical powers. However, at that moment, Xia Ping's figure flashed, and in a zigzagging trajectory, he instantly teleported behind the killing curse demon sage. The killing curse demon sage was shocked. It did not expect this human to be proficient in spatial power. Before it could react, Xia Ping's fist blasted over like the roar of a heavenly dragon. It was the attack of an ancient heavenly dragon. The fist smashed into the killing curse demon sage's back, and a terrifying force erupted in an instant, sending the killing curse demon sage flying and smashing through several buildings. Its body was instantly shattered into 2 pieces. If it was an ordinary cultivator, they would have died after this attack. However, it was an immortal sage, and these injuries were not fatal. Rumble, in an instant, the 2 pieces of flesh wriggled and gathered together, returning to the killing curse demon sage's original body. Its aura did not weaken at all. It stared at Xia Ping with a gloomy expression. No one could imagine the anger in the killing curse demon sage's heart at that moment. As a dignified immortal-level demon saint, facing a lowly human, he was actually hit by a punch and even split his body into 2. This was simply a great humiliation. This was something unheard of. I see. Is this the immortal body? It's indeed terrifying. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Just now, he almost thought that he had succeeded and could kill a saint. However, he soon realized that he was thinking too much. The other party was a terrifying existence with an undying body. How could it be killed so easily? For a sage of this level, even if he pierced through the other party's hands, feet, head, heart, and other places, he would not die. Even if only 1 cell was left, it could be reborn. I admit that I underestimated you just now. The killing curse demon sage's expression was gloomy. But from now on, I will let you clearly understand what terror is, what darkness is, and what death is. At this moment, it was truly enraged. A terrifying killing intent gushed out from the depths of its heart. It could be said that it had never wanted to kill a mortal as much as it did at this moment. Because this mortal really had the power to threaten it, it raised the threat of this human in front of it to an unprecedented level, treating him as its mortal enemy. The cycle of the heavens, karma, the void of the 9 hells, the curse code. With a loud boom, it made a grabbing motion and immediately took out a mid-grade holy artifact, the Curse Codex. It was a completely black book with dense black talisman markings inscribed on it. They were wriggling like tadpoles, and they emitted the aura of darkness, evil, curses, netherworld, and so on and so forth. It was as if this book had collected countless ghosts and vengeful spirits. It contained a terrifying aura of resentment and hatred, as if it was the most evil thing in the world, causing one's heart to tremble. This was a mid-grade saint artifact that the demon sage of the killing curse had spent hundreds of millions of years collecting countless rare materials from across the universe. Then, he had fused all of his abilities as well as smelting the power of the netherworld, the power of resentment, the power of the abyss, and other dark energies to refine this mid-grade saint artifact. Its power was extremely terrifying. It could be said that this was a book of curses. Once this book was used, it would be able to kill people from a distance and place the curse on the enemy. It would be able to kill people from hundreds of millions of kilometers away without leaving a trace and destroy their souls. Moreover, the power of this curse was formless and invisible. It could penetrate the soul and was impossible to guard against. It was one of the most evil and terrifying powers in the universe. Although it was only a mid-grade holy artifact, in terms of attack power, it was at least equivalent to the power of a high-grade holy artifact. With this magic treasure, the demon sage of the killing curse was simply invincible. Master, be careful. When the green ox saw the divine ability that the demon sage of the killing curse cast, his expression changed drastically. It's actually the curse code. This is one of the most terrifying and strange divine abilities of the many demonic divine abilities. It can kill people from a distance. The straw curse is extremely strange and mysterious. It is almost impossible to restrain or guard against. It is a peerless secret technique used to scheme against people. It is extremely difficult to successfully cultivate. I didn't expect the demon sage of the killing curse to have condensed the curse divine ability and even refined it into a curse code. If one is hit by this curse secret technique, their soul will probably weaken and they will die. Even if they are lucky enough to survive, they will trigger their inner demons. Then they will deteriorate and have bad luck. Even immortal-level demon sages are extremely afraid of the cursed divine ability. It is called a forbidden divine ability. It meant that even among the human race, the cursed divine ability was also a strange divine ability that caused fear. Even among demonic organizations, there were not many who had mastered the cursed divine ability. Not to mention, the power of the cursed divine ability was simply unimaginable when it was raised to the immortal level. It could sense the aura of death from this mid-grade holy artifact. It was extremely dangerous. Boom. As soon as it finished speaking, the demon sage of the killing curse made its move. It infused its magic power into it and bit its tongue at the same time, spitting a mouthful of blood on the curse code. In order to activate this mid-grade holy artifact and trigger the power of the curse, it would need to consume a large amount of its own blood essence. It was just like the 7 injuries fist. Therefore, unless it was a last resort, the demon sage of the killing curse didn't want to use this move. It would greatly damage its own vitality and damage its foundation. But now it had to use it. It must kill this damn human. Immediately obtaining the huge blood essence energy of the killing curse demon sage, this book opened, blooming with endless light, and wisps of curse power permeated the void. What? Xia Ping's eyes showed a trace of cold light. He felt that this curse power was invisible. Even the Dark North body protection art couldn't resist it. It directly penetrated the heart and entered the depths of the soul. The 9 purple mansion spaces in his body were immediately surrounded by wisps of dark and evil aura. It seemed that the entire sea of consciousness had dimmed and was eroded by the curse power. Vaguely, the 9 heaven and earth laws on his body were also wrapped by wisps of curse power. Like chains of order, the 9 heaven and earth laws were tied up. Suddenly, Xiaoping felt that his mood was extremely irritable. It seemed that the inner demons deep in his body had been lured out, and there were signs of qi deviation. Even these curse power penetrated his internal organs, penetrated his limbs and bones, and quickly drilled into every cell in his body like poisonous insects. Chapter 2047. Ha, foolish mortal! Even if you're an immortal sage, you'll suffer great damage to your vitality after being hit by my curse power. Your soul will weaken, and you'll die of decay. No matter how powerful you are, you can't stop the curse power. However, I won't be careless anymore. This time, I'll use all my strength to completely destroy your primordial spirit. I'll make you sink forever and never be able to reincarnate. The killing curse demon saint sneered. It formed a seal with both hands and chanted a powerful curse incantation. I curse you to perish and never be able to reincarnate. I curse you to sink into hell and never be able to reincarnate. I curse you to perish and die of old age. I curse you to have bad luck and to be alone. Incantations were chanted one after another. Vaguely, the void trembled, as if the primordial curse god was chanting, triggering the curse power in the depths of the void. In the blink of an eye, these incantations turned into strands of gray curse power, drilling into the depths of Xiaoping's sea of consciousness and seeping into his soul. Xiaoping's body shook. His primordial spirit seemed to be engraved with a curse imprint by the killing curse demon saint. The curse power in the depths of his body erupted violently. At this moment, the powerful curse power wreaked havoc in his body. Massive gray gas seeped into every cell in his body, devouring the energy in his body like a devil. Rumble, at this critical moment, the infernal golden crow bloodline in Xiaoping's body trembled. Stimulated by the curse power, strands of infernal golden crow flames rose from the depths of his blood. In an instant, his entire body was wrapped by the infernal golden crow flames, as if he had turned into a burning man. Every drop of his blood turned into scorching flames. In fact, the dark golden flames transformed into numerous divine birds that devoured the curse power that had entered Xiaoping's body. They devoured the curse power, then refined it. One had to know that the infernal golden crow flames were terrifying flames born from the depths of hell. They represented the true essence of hell, a terrifying energy that could devour all evil and sin in the world. Even though the power of the curse was extremely strong and strange, formless and traceless. Normal people would be helpless against this kind of power, but for the hell golden crow fire, this was just a normal wave of dark energy. Therefore, it was simply a pipe dream for the demon saint of curses to try and kill Xiaoping with the power of curses. Sizzle, immediately, the power of the curse that was entangled in the depths of Xiaoping's soul was burned to ashes by the flames of the golden crow of hell, turning into wisps of black smoke. The black smoke also came out of the 108,000 pores on his body, and the ground was also filled with the black curse power. It actually corroded the ground into shocking holes, and countless restrictive spell formations were destroyed. What is this? Xiaoping's heart skipped a beat. After the infernal golden crow flames had refined most of the curse power in his body, there were still drops of black liquid left behind. This seemed to be the essence of the curse power. Countless liquids condensed, forming a fist-sized water ball. This was all the curse power gathered by Demon Saint of the Curse, and it emitted a sinister, strange, and terrifying aura. Halala, right at this moment, a divine ability talisman in the depths of his body seemed to have sensed this pure curse power. It suddenly flew out and immediately swallowed this ball of curse power. Head-piercing 7 arrows technique. Xiaoping immediately sensed that this divine ability talisman was from a peerless cultivation method that he had previously cultivated, head-piercing 7 arrows technique. This was a peerless secret technique with infinite power. It seemed that it itself was a cursed secret technique that could kill people invisibly, and it could kill enemies from thousands of miles away. Originally, he had almost forgotten this peerless cultivation method, but this divine ability talisman now sensed that there was a huge amount of curse power, and it actually flew out of its own accord and swallowed a large amount of curse power. Rumble, Xia Ping sensed that after this divine ability talisman swallowed a large amount of curse power, it was actually transforming at a speed visible to the naked eye. After absorbing a large amount of curse power, countless inscriptions quickly condensed in the depths of the talisman. It seemed that this peerless divine ability had also undergone earth-shaking changes. He felt that this talisman had transformed into a black state, and the depths of the talisman had turned into a dark vortex. A faint power came from the depths of the talisman, and it seemed to be able to communicate with the power of the ghosts and gods in the world. There was no doubt that this was a cursed talisman, and it contained the curse power of the ghosts and gods in the world. It was extremely tyrannical. Xia Ping grabbed with his big hand, and a huge amount of curse power seeped out of the depths of the talisman and suddenly condensed into a black dagger, which was entwined with curse runes, exuding a gloomy and evil aura, which made people tremble. He felt that after absorbing this pure curse power, his head-piercing 7 arrows technique seemed to have been elevated to an incredible realm, and its power was infinite. How is this possible? Damn, Ant, what have you done? Where is the curse power entwined in your body? What method did you use to remove my curse? The demon saint of killing curse couldn't believe its eyes. With this curse magic, it was simply unstoppable. For many years, it had never encountered a worthy opponent. But now, it was actually ineffective against this little mortal. The huge curse power entwined in the other party's body had disappeared completely. No, not only did it disappear, but it seemed to have been swallowed by the other party and taken as its own. This was simply ridiculous, too ridiculous. What kind of person had the ability to take the curse power as his own, and even devour it? It had never seen such a human. If the curse power had no effect on this human, then it would have wasted a lot of its blood essence and lost its lifespan. Wouldn't that be useless? The demon saint of killing curse could not accept this fact at all. Xia Ping did not answer. His face was expressionless, and his eyes were indifferent. He clenched the black dagger tightly, and with a thought, he shot the black dagger toward the demon saint of killing curse. Swoosh! The dagger flew over in the blink of an eye, soundless and stealthy, hidden in the void. Bastard, you still want to fight back? You're dreaming. Impossible, why can't I block it? Why can't I block it? The demon saint of killing curse roared and wanted to block the dagger. However, it soon discovered that the black dagger contained a strong curse power. It was invisible and instantly penetrated its defense, directly shooting into the depths of its sea of consciousness. The dagger pierced into its primordial spirit, and the terrifying curse power instantly spread to its soul, turning into terrible resentful spirits that were tearing at its soul. Chapter 2048. Impossible! The demon saint of the killing curse had gone crazy. How could it not know that it had been cursed by this abominable human, causing its inner demons to multiply and causing it to fall into the hell of the inner demons? The magic power in its body was in disorder, and there were signs of chi deviation. It was mad with anger. This was because it thought that it was an expert in the cursed divine ability. As an immortal demon sage, it was proficient in such a strange secret technique. It could be regarded as a terrifying existence like its ancestor. It had always been the one cursing others, but no one could curse it. But now, this damned human actually wanted to give it a taste of its own medicine. He even wanted to use the curse technique to kill him. This was simply too arrogant. It had never seen such an abominable human in its life. Endless anger surged in its heart. It could be said that at this moment, it wanted to kill this lowly human more than anyone else. At the same time, a trace of fear surged in its heart, because this black dagger was extremely terrifying. Countless curse runes gathered together, seemingly forming a sin, containing a terrifying sharp power. If the human in front of it was not a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert but an immortal sage, this attack would have been enough to destroy its soul completely. In other words, if this human continued to grow, he would definitely become a great enemy of the demon race. This ability was not something a Thunder Tribulation realm mortal could have. This kid must be a peerless monster of the human race. Thinking of this, the Killing Curse demon sage formed a seal with both hands. It actually chose to self-destruct. Its entire body instantly shattered, and all the power in its body exploded. In the next second, all its flesh and blood condensed again, returning to its original body. What? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He did not expect the Killing Curse demon sage to have such a method. In order to get rid of the head-piercing 7 arrows technique's curse power, it chose to self-destruct, shattering its body and curse together, then reassembling and obtaining a new life. It had to be said that this was a move that only an immortal sage could use. However, this also caused the Killing Curse demon sage's vitality to be greatly damaged, and a lot of its origin energy was consumed. Despicable human, I must kill you, kill you. The Killing Curse demon sage went crazy and chose to give up on cursing this human. This was because it knew that this human had a special ability that allowed him to devour the power of curses. However, even if it did not use its curses, it would still be able to crush this little mortal with its own powers. Xia Ping naturally didn't feel any fear. He went up to fight and fought, displaying Dharma idols one after another. Dong dong dong. Suddenly, the 2 balls of energy collided violently in midair. Within a second, they collided thousands of times. It was like 2 planets colliding with each other, causing a huge explosion. The ground was also shaken by the shock waves of this energy, creating huge craters. Gravel flew in all directions, and there were potholes everywhere, just like the surface of the moon. The surrounding ancient palaces and buildings were pulverized by this force. Even though this was the palace that Saint Bloodsoul had constructed back then, the countless years that had passed had caused the restrictive arrays that were set up here to lose their effectiveness. It was no longer as powerful as it was in the past. Therefore, it was impossible to withstand such an intense battle. Almost half of the buildings were destroyed, as if this place had been razed to the ground. Too strong. In the distance, Lu Rulan's beautiful eyes widened. She had long hidden in an extremely sturdy building far away. This was the Inheritance Hall, a palace that Saint Bloodsoul had meticulously refined. Even the power of an ordinary saint would not be able to destroy it. It was the most sturdy building in the Blood Mist Forbidden Land. Therefore, by hiding in this place, she didn't have to worry about being affected. However, seeing such a scene, she was extremely shocked. She didn't expect Xia Ping to be able to fight against an immortal saint to this extent. If news of this were to spread, the universe would definitely be shocked. It's useless. I'm an immortal saint demon sage with an undying body. No matter how hard you try, you can't kill me or hurt me. Mortal, you're dead. When your powers are exhausted, I'll definitely skin you alive. The Killing Curse demon sage laughed wildly. It didn't care about its injuries at all. Relying on its undying body, it traded injuries for injuries in an attempt to exhaust a large amount of Xia Ping's powers. It had to admit that this was indeed Xia Ping's weakness. Even if Xia Ping could fight against an immortal saint demon sage now, as time passed, even if he had 9 purple mansion spaces, his powers would quickly be exhausted. After all, an immortal saint was too terrifying. The undying body itself was an unsolvable problem. Moreover, it could communicate with the origin of the universe and absorb the origin energy to quickly recover its powers. When Xia Ping's Fa Li was exhausted, he would be like a turtle in a jar. Do I have to let Dumbo come out to deal with this Killing Curse demon sage? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes and wanted to let Dumbo come out from its deep sleep. However, he thought about it carefully. Although Dumbo's strength far surpassed this Killing Curse demon sage, it was still not enough to kill it. No matter what, this Killing Curse demon sage was an immortal saint and had an undying body. Even if it couldn't beat it, it would still be easy to escape. The reason why the Killing Curse demon sage was still fighting to the death with him now was because it saw hope of winning. Once little Dumbo Gaia appeared, it would definitely run as fast as it could. However, he was also unwilling to let this Killing Curse demon sage escape. This was because an immortal saint demon sage like this was too dangerous, and it was also proficient in curse techniques. If such an enemy was allowed to escape and launch a sneak attack, he would definitely encounter endless trouble. Even the people around him would be killed by this killing curse demon sage. Therefore, this killing curse demon sage must die. System, is there any way to kill an immortal saint? Thinking of this, Xia Ping moved his thoughts and asked the system. There are many ways to kill an immortal saint. The system replied, but according to the host's current strength, there is only one way. You can spend 50 hatred crystals to temporarily unlock the first seal of the reincarnation brush. With the power of the reincarnation brush, you can kill an immortal saint and completely destroy the other party's true spirit. 50 hatred crystals, and it's a temporary unsealing? Isn't it permanent? Xia Ping's heart ached. He didn't know how much effort it would take to get 50 hatred crystals. Moreover, this was a one-time cleansing, not a permanent unsealing. Host, do you want to spend 50 hatred crystals to temporarily unlock the first seal of the reincarnation brush? The system said, completely ignoring Xia Ping's complaints. It was just a routine. A cold light flashed in Xia Ping's eyes. Although 50 hatred crystals were a lot, letting a powerful enemy like the killing curse demon sage escape was the real trouble. He wouldn't be able to sleep or eat in peace. There had always been a saying that one could be a thief for 1,000 days, but there was no such thing as guarding against a thief for 1,000 days. Chapter 2049. While talking to the system, Xia Ping did not stop. He punched and hit the killing curse demon saint's head. Its head immediately shattered like a watermelon. But in the next second, its head quickly regenerated. Xia Ping turned his hand into a blade. A silver blade light blasted over. It was extremely sharp and instantly cut off the killing curse demon saint's hands. The cut was smooth and blood splattered. But in just a breath's time, the hands grew out from the cut again. Countless flesh and blood tissues regenerated crazily. The origin energy from the depths of the void was transmitted to the killing curse demon saint's body, making up for its lack of flesh and blood essence. Bang! Xia Ping kicked again with great force. It was like a divine elephant stepping on a planet. He kicked the killing curse demon saint's body, producing a terrifying impact. Immediately, the killing curse demon saint's body was torn apart and turned into a pile of meat paste. But in a few breaths' time, the pile of meat paste quickly wriggled and returned to its original state. Even the blood that splashed out seemed to have a life of its own and quickly flowed back into its original body. Ha, foolish mortal, it's useless. Your attacks are useless. Just die. This is the gap between you and a sage. As a mortal, you will never be able to overcome this gap. The killing curse demon saint was proud and extremely rampant. Every time Xia Ping attacked, he would smash the killing curse demon saint's head, left hand, right leg, heart, and even any other part of its body. But it was useless. Within a few breaths' time, it would quickly regenerate. No magic attack could kill the killing curse demon saint. It was also useless to smash its body. This was not a fatal injury of an immortal demon saint. As expected, ordinary methods can't kill an immortal demon saint. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He was unmoved by the killing curse demon saint's provocation. He quietly waited for the reincarnation brush's seal to be unsealed. Buzz, at this moment, a mysterious energy came from the depths of the void and instantly poured into the reincarnation brush. Immediately, under the perception of Xia Ping's divine sense, there seemed to be 5 bronze doors in the depths of the reincarnation brush. Each one was larger than the other and was engraved with dense hell runes. At the same time, the surroundings of the bronze doors seemed to be sealed by one dark chain after another. They were tightly sealed, preventing any power from surging out from the depths of the door. He immediately knew that these 5 bronze doors represented the 5 seals of the reincarnation brush. In an instant, a tyrannical and mysterious energy fiercely bombarded the first bronze door, instantly tearing it apart. A huge hole was punched through it, and the black chains were broken one by one. Immediately after, Xia Ping sensed a terrifying energy gushing out from the depths of the bronze door, as well as a massive amount of information. It gushed into the depths of his sea of consciousness like a tidal wave, almost drowning everything. The first seal of the reincarnation brush has been temporarily lifted, and the first divine ability has been obtained, soul snatching. Description: any living being, even fiend gods, as long as they are locked on by the reincarnation brush, their souls will be seized. There's nowhere for them to escape. This is the authority of the god of the underworld. Xia Ping saw that the reincarnation brush seemed to be showing off its sharpness. The tip of the brush contained a black sharpness and emitted an invincible aura. At the same time, it also emitted waves of dim light. It was as if the souls of countless living beings would be drawn out with just a light touch. Host, the seal can only last for 100 breaths of time. If you miss this period of time, the seal will be restored again. Host, please pay attention to the usage time. The system's voice rang out. 100 breaths? That's completely enough. A cold light flashed in Xia Ping's eyes. In a battle of life and death between experts, 1 breath was usually enough. 100 breaths of time was more than enough. Mortal, what are you trying to do? All of a sudden, the killing cursed demon saint's hair stood on end. As an immortal saint, its sixth sense was strongly warning it that the human in front of it seemed to be planning to do something bad to it. It seemed to be a fatal danger. However, it dared not believe it and thought it was an illusion. It was an immortal demon saint with an undying body. No matter how powerful this mortal was, it was impossible for him to kill it. Boom! At that moment, Xia Ping made his move. He took out the reincarnation brush and channeled the spiritual power of his 9 purple mansions into it. The reincarnation brush was like a black hole, devouring all the spiritual power. Even though his spiritual power was comparable to that of an ordinary saint, it was extremely difficult for him to completely activate the reincarnation brush. He held the reincarnation brush in his hand and emitted a mysterious aura. He was like an underworld god that had descended from the depths of hell. He pointed at the killing cursed demon saint. In an instant, the killing cursed demon saint's entire body shattered as if it had been completely destroyed by a terrifying power. Every cell in its body was being crushed. The surrounding void exploded, creating a crater that was thousands of kilometers wide. It almost pierced through the entire Qinghai realm. Its soul was also grabbed by this power and imprisoned in midair. Impossible! And mortal, what did you do to me? What did you do? The killing cursed demon saint could not help but scream in fear. It realized that its undying body had lost its effect. It seemed that its primordial spirit was imprisoned by a mysterious power and could not absorb the power of the universe's origin at all. As a result, it could not recover its original body. At that moment, it finally felt endless fear. It sensed that the mysterious brush contained a terrifying cold light that seemed to be able to tear apart everything in the world. What is this brush? What kind of treasure is it? Why can it destroy my undying body? What is it? The killing cursed demon saint stared at the reincarnation brush. An indescribable fear surged from the depths of its heart. It felt like it was being stared at by the underworld god. You don't need to know that. Go to hell. The underworld king wants you to die at midnight. Who dares to stay until midnight? Xia Ping was expressionless. No, spare me. Spare my life. The demon sage of the killing curse cried out in horror, trembling all over. If you don't kill me, I'm willing to be your slave, your dog. I have an extremely high status in the demon race. I have hundreds of millions of demon race soldiers under me, and experts are as common as the clouds. I have a large number of treasures in the demon race's sacred land. I have accumulated them for billions of years. I can give them all to you as long as you spare my dog life. Spare my dog life. It was extremely terrified. It felt that its life was in danger and begged Xia Ping for mercy. If someone saw this scene, they would definitely be scared out of their wits. This was an immortal demon saint. It had an undying body and was an overlord of the universe. Now, it was begging for mercy from a mortal in the lightning tribulation realm. It was willing to be a dog. This would definitely shock the universe. Chapter 2050. Noisy. Xia Ping was expressionless. The reincarnation brush in his hand lightly tapped the killing curse demon sage's soul. Mortal, You actually dare to kill me? After killing an immortal beast sage, the fiend race will not let you off. There will be no place for you in the entire universe. I curse you to die a horrible death. No, die a horrible death. The killing curse demon sage screamed. Sensing death approaching, it was extremely resentful. It seemed like it wanted to activate the curse again before dying and perish together with Xia Ping. However, Xia Ping would not give it such a chance. Don't. The killing curse demon sage's resentful voice stopped abruptly. Its entire soul was torn apart by the reincarnation brush and completely shattered. The void seemed to have been pierced through and a dark hole appeared. Rays of sharpness erupted in the surroundings, constantly cutting through the space. Too strong. Xia Ping was incomparably shocked. This was the reincarnation brush that had unlocked the first layer of the seal. It had the ability to kill an immortal beast sage and steal its soul. Even an undying body would be useless. Moreover, it also possessed supreme sharpness that could easily cut through the void. Its attack power was several times stronger than before. However, the consumption of this reincarnation brush was too great. Even if his current magic power was boundless, he could not sustain a long battle. It's over. 100 breaths of time passed in the blink of an eye. Xia Ping discovered that the first bronze door of the reincarnation brush had actually repaired itself. Seal chains reappeared one after another and sealed the door. The bronze door that originally had a huge hole also returned to its original state. Countless particles seemed to have reorganized and sealed the reincarnation brush's divine ability power again. He also sensed that the reincarnation brush's power had weakened by several times. What is this? Suddenly, Xia Ping discovered that after he destroyed the killing curse demon sage's true spirit, there seemed to be a mass of gray mysterious substance left in the air. It contained a dense curse aura and emitted an inauspicious smell. Could this be the divine ability essence of the killing curse demon sage, containing the power of curse? Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. It seemed that this ball of curse energy was indeed extraordinary. Even the reincarnation pen couldn't destroy it completely. Perhaps it was the most important substance in the body of the cursed demonic sage. He could sense that this mass of gray matter was of great benefit to his cultivation of the head-nailing 7 arrows. If he could completely devour this mass of cursed energy, the power of the head-nailing 7 arrows would be enhanced to an unimaginable level. With that thought in mind, he waved his hand and kept the gray matter. It's a pity that the reincarnation brush's power is too great. With just one strike, it destroyed most of the demon saint of curse's soul. Not much soul energy was left. Xia Ping felt slightly regretful. If he could devour all of the curse-killing sage's soul essence, he would probably be able to immediately raise his cultivation to the pinnacle of the lightning tribulation. But now, he could only devour a little bit, which was better than nothing. Fortunately, the curse sage's life-bound magic treasure, a mid-grade sacred artifact, the Curse Codex, was still there. Moreover, it was not too damaged. It was in perfect condition. At that moment, the artifact spirit of the Curse Codex did not seem to resist Xia Ping much. It had seen the scene of Xia Ping's battle just now and was completely subdued by Xia Ping. This was the nature of a demonic treasure. It was willing to submit to an expert who was stronger than it. All right, you're mine. Xia Ping grabbed and immediately put the Curse Codex into the space of the mountain river pearl. He planned to sacrificial refine it later. Now was not the time to sacrificial refine this mid-grade sacred artifact. The curse sage is dead? At that moment, Lu Rulan, who was hiding in the hall, sensed that the battle was finally over. She flew out and saw that the blood-mist-forbidden land was in a state of devastation. There were ruins everywhere. However, she did not see the corpse of the cursed sage. It seemed to have disappeared. Yes, it's dead. Its corpse has been reduced to ashes. Xia Ping nodded. It's finally dead. Hearing that, Lu Rulan immediately heaved a sigh of relief. The immortal demon sage that had chased after her for an unknown period of time, her mortal enemy, was finally dead. These days, she felt as if she was sitting on pins and needles. After all, anyone who was targeted by an immortal demon sage would not be able to eat or sleep in peace. It was already a miracle that she did not go crazy. The problem was that Xia Ping was clearly only at the Thunder Tribulation realm. He was far away from the immortal demon sage. Yet, he could actually kill an immortal demon sage. This was simply unbelievable. The current Lu Rulan was no longer the newbie who stayed in the Blood Soul continent. She had experienced many trials and wandered the universe for many years. She naturally knew the difference between the immortal demon sage and the Thunder Tribulation realm. An ordinary Thunder Tribulation realm being able to survive in front of an immortal demon sage was already considered a monster. Those who could defeat an immortal demon sage were peerless monsters. However, Xia Ping could actually kill an immortal demon sage. He might have used some methods, but such a battle record was simply shocking and unimaginable. Oh no! Suddenly, Lu Rulan seemed to think of something. Her expression changed. I remember that this killing cursed demon sage seems to have some background. It can be considered a faction of the demon race. It has the support of an ancient demon sage. Now that the killing cursed demon sage has died here, the demon race will definitely be furious. We can't stay in this Azure Sea realm anymore. If we continue, the demon race army will definitely come. She recalled that the killing cursed demon sage was not simple. It could be considered a high-level boss of the demon race. The death of such a big shot would definitely cause a huge commotion. The entire universe would be shaken, and the entire Azure Sea realm would become the target of public criticism. Staying here would also incur the wrath of the demon race. After all, the demon race was one of the peak races in the universe. There were countless demon sages and experts. It's indeed a little troublesome. Let's leave then. What else do you need to pack in this place? Xia Ping rubbed his chin. He also knew this, so he had long since wanted to leave. I thought you would stay and fight them to the death. I didn't expect you to want to leave too. Could it be that you also know fear? Lu Rulan looked at Xia Ping with a strange expression. This is not running, but a strategic retreat. This retreat is for a future attack. Xia Ping corrected. Thick skin. Lu Rulan sneered. No matter how thick it is, it's not as thick as your chest. Xia Ping said casually. Pervert. Lu Rulan's face turned red. She angrily kicked him. However, Xia Ping grabbed Lu Rulan and lifted her up. Lu Rulan was so angry that she shouted and wanted to bite this bastard to death. However, Xia Ping did not plan to stay here. He took out the myriad stars and quickly left the Azure Sea realm. Chapter 2051. Demon Race Sacred Land, in a hall somewhere. Many demon kings in Azure Sea realm quickly returned to report the death of cursed demon sage. This matter alarmed the entire demon race and was known by countless demon sages. The leader of this group of demon sages was Howling Wolf Demon Sage. It was an ancient demon sage and emitted a terrifying aura like an abyss. It was as if it alone was comparable to all the demon sages present. It was unbelievably powerful. What happened? Why did the demon saint of the killing curse die in that remote world? What exactly happened? Who killed it? Tell me in detail, asked Howling Moon Demon Sage. It did not understand. Cursed Demon Sage was an immortal demon sage and was proficient in curses. It could seek fortune and avoid calamity. Ordinary sages could not kill it. But now, the demon saint of the killing curse had fallen. This was simply unimaginable. It could not understand at all. The other demon sages thought the same. Howling Moon Demon Sage, that place was one of the strongholds built by Blood Soul Sage. Master found this world and was overjoyed. He thought he could obtain Blood Soul Sage's inheritance and improve, said a demon king. It was originally cursed demon sage's subordinate. This information should be top secret and could not be leaked. But now that cursed demon sage was dead, it was not a big deal even if it was leaked. Blood Soul Sage's inheritance. The demon sages nodded. If it was the famous Blood Soul Sage, cursed demon sage's actions were not hard to understand. After all, Blood Soul Sage's inheritance was no small matter. Once it was obtained, cursed demon sage's strength would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. It was no wonder it kept this information secret for countless years. If it was them, they would do the same thing. Unfortunately, Master wanted to explore this world's secrets and did not find anything. But recently, the person who obtained Blood Soul Sage's inheritance appeared. It was a soul race saintess. The Demon King said, Master was overjoyed and immediately wanted to capture this soul race saintess. If he captured her, it would be equivalent to obtaining Blood Soul Sage's inheritance. But he never expected that the soul race saintess had a backup plan. She immediately escaped Master's pursuit and was teleported to the forbidden area built by Blood Soul Sage. Even Master did not dare to enter. The worst thing was that the saintess had a human gigolo with her. I don't know why that guy also entered Azure Sea Realm and fought with Master. Human? Could it be the human race's saint? Was that guy the one who killed the Demon Sage? Demon Sage Xiaolang frowned. Dear Beast Saints, that is indeed a human. However, he is not a saint of the human race. He is merely a mortal in the Tribulation Realm. The Beast King revealed a bitter smile. Impossible. Hearing this, a demonic beast sage immediately jumped up. A mere mortal in the Thunder Tribulation Realm wants to kill an immortal demonic beast sage? What kind of joke is this? Even in my dreams, such an absurd thing has never happened. You actually dare to lie in front of a demonic beast sage? Do you want to die? It did not believe the words of this Demon King at all. No matter how powerful a mere mortal in the Thunder Retribution Realm was, it was impossible for him to kill a demon saint. This was too ridiculous. The other demonic sages also nodded, feeling that it was absurd to the extreme. They had never heard of such a thing. It's true. I swear that everything I said is true. If there is even half a lie, may the heavens strike me with lightning. The Demon King swore to the heavens that everything he said was true. Moreover, that humans' aura and traces were left in Azure Sea Realm. He even took the initiative to leave a message. It was written that the demon killer, human race's invincible Wu bastard, he actually dared to leave a message saying that he killed the demon sage. He is simply too audacious. He is too arrogant. A demon sage roared angrily. It had never seen such an arrogant human. Killing a demon sage was a serious crime. The demon sage would chase after him everywhere. It would be useless to hide in any corner of the universe. If an ordinary person did such a thing, they would have long gone into hiding, afraid that their identity would be exposed. However, this human was so arrogant that he dared to leave a message at the scene of the crime, saying that he was the one who did it. This was already boundless arrogance. He did not take the demon race seriously at all. Was he not worried that the demon race would be able to kill this human? He deserves to die. Another demonic saint jumped out in anger. Capture this human immediately and tear him to pieces. Killing a demonic saint of our race is a serious crime. Even killing 9 generations of his clan wouldn't be enough to appease the hatred in his heart. It was so angry that it wanted to capture that human and skin him alive. Human race's invincible Wu? Why do I feel like I've heard this name somewhere? Some demon sages were confused. They seemed to have heard this name somewhere before. Indeed, I've heard this name too. Of course I've heard of him. Recently, this kid stole the origin energy of a large, newly born world, causing us demons to suffer greatly. He killed many of our demon kings and even stole a medium-quality saint artifact from them. I remember now. This brat has indeed committed many crimes and committed crimes everywhere. Even the human race is after him. Now, this bastard actually dared to provoke our demon race. He even dared to kill a demon sage. Impossible. That is indeed a lightning tribulation realm mortal. How could he kill a demon sage? Nothing is impossible. According to the intelligence, that mortal has Gaia beside him. It is said that he obtained the origin of a large-scale world. He might have advanced to the immortal realm by now. With Gaia's power and some other arrangements, or even Blood Soul Sage's backup plan, it is not impossible to kill a demon sage. In that case, this matter is very likely done by that Wu Wudi. It is that human who committed the crime. Most likely. That human is very arrogant. There is nothing he does not dare to do. Countless people in the human race seem to hate him to the bone. Many demon sages discussed among themselves. They suddenly realized that they had indeed heard of this human Wu Wudi's name before. This guy had caused a lot of trouble for their demon race. He had long become the demon race's enemy. Issue a wanted order. Hunt down and kill human race's Wu Wudi in the entire universe. Xiao Lang Demon Sage said, whoever can find a trace of human race's Wu Wudi or take his head, regardless of race, will be rewarded immediately. He will be an honored guest of our demon race. Many demon sages nodded. They immediately passed down this order. The wanted order was spread across the entire universe, to every place the demon race could reach. Chapter 2052. A few days later, in the space of the mountain river Pearl. Is this the power of the curse? It's amazing. Xia Ping devoured the gray substance he got from the demon saint of killing curse and immediately obtained a large amount of curse power. This pure energy was integrated into the head-piercing 7 arrows art. Immediately, he found that the head-piercing 7 arrows art had a wonderful change. It seemed to be able to communicate with the ghosts and gods in the sky and hell to curse and attack the enemy. Moreover, this power came and went without a trace. There was no trace at all. Ordinary cultivators had no idea where the attack came from. Xia Ping used the head-piercing 7 arrows art. The void shook, and a wave of netherworld power came from the depths of the dimension. It quickly condensed into a black talisman. This talisman was called the Curse Talisman. It showed the mark of a skull, as if countless resentful spirits had gathered in the depths of the skull. It emitted an ominous and evil aura. If this talisman was used on the enemy, it would immediately cause the enemy's soul to fall into a state of mental disorder. It would trigger the enemy's inner demons and cause the enemy to fall into a state of hallucination. If the power of the curse was stronger, it would directly deprive the enemy of the luck. In other words, even the destined child who could pick up treasures when he went out, who could find a master when he fell off a cliff, who could bump into a beautiful woman when he fell, would immediately have bad luck after being cursed. All fortuitous encounters would become bad omens. For example, he would be robbed when he went out, fall off a cliff and die, or his wife would be cuckolded by his neighbor. He would become the most unlucky person in the world. Of course, there was still a long way to go to cultivate the curse magic to the level of robbing the enemy's luck. However, this was just an ordinary curse magic. The head-piercing 7 arrows art was completely different. It did not rob the enemy's luck. Instead, it used the power of the curse to lock on the enemy's spirit. Then, all the power of the curse would condense into one and instantly penetrate the enemy's spirit. Then, it would explode and kill the enemy instantly, detonating all the curse energy. Therefore, this was a killing technique through and through. It was a secret technique that existed specifically to kill the enemy. To some extent, the head-piercing 7 arrows art was even more evil and terrifying. It seems that the attack range is also very far. Xia Ping's heart moved. He grabbed with his big hand, and the huge power of the curse quickly condensed into a black dagger. It was covered with dense curse runes as if it was entangled by evil spirits. Shio! He casually threw it, and the black dagger instantly turned into a stream of air. It disappeared into the void, shuttling through the void. In an instant, it had traveled hundreds of millions of kilometers and appeared in another space. The black dagger struck a large mountain and a terrifying power exploded out, instantly shattering the mountain and turning all of the rocks into powder. At the same time, the sinister and dark curse energy corroded every single rock, dyeing the entire place black. An aura of sin spread out everywhere, making it seem as if they were in hell. Amazing! Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. If he could find a trace of the enemy's aura, he would be able to condense the head-piercing 7 arrows art. Even if the enemy was hundreds of millions of kilometers away, even if the enemy was surrounded by layers of restrictions, it would still be useless. Once it was activated, it would arrive at the enemy's primordial spirit soundlessly, ignoring distance and defense. It would not stop until the primordial spirit was destroyed. It could be said that this was an extremely powerful assassination technique. Once targeted by the head-piercing 7 arrows technique, there was absolutely no chance of survival. Even the legendary Shaoli flying dagger, which never misses, can't be better than this. Xia Ping was very satisfied. He felt that the power of the head-piercing 7 arrows art was beyond his imagination. This would definitely become an extremely powerful trump card for him. Curse Codex. Xia Ping looked at the mid-grade sacred artifact that he had obtained from the demon Saint of Curses. In the past few days, he had completely refined this mid-grade sacred artifact and made it his own. He had also learned some of the abilities of the Curse Codex. It recorded the curse secret arts that the demon Saint of Curses had accumulated over the years. It could be used to cast a curse that would weaken the enemy's soul and cause them to go berserk. It could be said that the Curse Codex was a comprehensive collection of curses. It was an extremely dangerous and terrifying magic treasure. The heavenly tribulation is coming? Suddenly, Xia Ping looked up. His soul had a series of warning signs. It seemed that there were wisps of lightning tribulation aura coming from the depths of the void, covering a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers. Moreover, the energy of the lightning tribulation would descend at any time. It's ahead of schedule? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He had originally estimated that the lightning tribulation would happen in at least 3 months. He did not expect it to come so soon. Perhaps it was because he had devoured a part of the demon Saint of Curses' soul energy that greatly increased his cultivation base and stimulated the speed of the lightning tribulation. That was why the lightning tribulation was brought forward by so much. I must find a safe place to undergo the lightning tribulation. Xia Ping thought about it. It was a little troublesome to undergo the lightning tribulation in the central universe. Many worlds had owners and could not be easily landed. However, it was also very difficult to find a world without an owner. However, it was also impossible to undergo the lightning tribulation in the void. There were spatial storms everywhere. Once they appeared, they would be torn apart before the lightning tribulation even arrived. That's right, I can return to planet Yanhuang. Xia Ping suddenly remembered that he could go through the wormhole in the Gaia space that was unique to the Cloud Continent. That wormhole was connected to planet Yanhuang, so he could easily return. Moreover, the star field near planet Yanhuang was extremely vast and did not have any living beings. It was a very good place to undergo the lightning tribulation. With that thought in mind, he immediately entered the Gaia space and went through the wormhole to return to planet Yanhuang. He could be considered to have returned to the northern universe. As soon as he returned to the star field on planet Yanhuang, a tribulation cloud immediately filled the sky above Xia Ping's head. It was vast and boundless. When he used his divine consciousness to sense it, it was at least 1 billion kilometers in diameter. Black tribulation clouds surged out from the depths of the void like rolling waves. A huge tribulation energy was transmitted from the depths of the universe's origin. It was as if the tribulation cloud had enveloped every planet in this star field. Even the sun could not emit a single ray of light in this black tribulation cloud. At this moment, this star field seemed to have become a dark star field. There was no light at all. If a thunder tribulation almighty was here, he would definitely be shocked. This was not the lightning tribulation that a cultivator at the early stage of the thunder tribulation should undergo. Even the lightning tribulation that one had to undergo to advance to the saint stage was nothing more than this. The power of this tribulation cloud was just too terrifying. A little aura that leaked out could destroy a person's soul. Chapter 2053. What's this? Xia Ping stood in the void with his hands behind his back. He looked at the tribulation cloud in the depths of the void with a glimmer of light in his eyes. He sensed that this tribulation cloud was different from before. Bolts of lightning were brewing in the depths of the tribulation cloud and actually condensed into balls of lightning liquid. There seemed to be countless drops of such lightning liquid condensed in the depths of the huge tribulation cloud and would descend at any time. Master, be careful. This is the famous sunflower water tribulation lightning. The green ox's expression changed when it saw this scene. It immediately recognized that this was the famous sunflower water tribulation lightning. Sunflower water tribulation lightning? What's this? Xia Ping asked curiously. The so-called sunflower water tribulation lightning is one of the mutated thunders. It is like water and lightning and is the combination of sunflower water and lightning tribulation. It has two attributes. The green ox explained, once it descends, not only does it have the terrifying destructive power of lightning, but it also has the drowning power of mutated water and impact power. The universe's origin probably sensed that Master's body contains a powerful flame power. In order to target Master, it descended the sunflower water tribulation lightning this time. Its goal is to weaken the flame power in Master's body to the greatest extent. There's such a thing. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. He did not expect that he would be targeted by the universe's origin. Did he eat its rice? Why did it look like it had a grudge against him? Master, be careful. The power of this sunflower water tribulation lightning is probably several times more terrifying than ordinary tribulation lightning. The lightning tribulation of an ordinary peak lightning tribulation realm to ascend to a sage is nothing more than this. The green ox said helplessly. Ordinary cultivators usually reach the peak lightning tribulation realm and were about to ascend to the sage realm before they could encounter such a level of lightning tribulation. However, Xia Ping was only at the initial stage lightning tribulation realm, and he actually encountered the sunflower water tribulation lightning. If every lightning tribulation realm cultivator encountered such a level of lightning tribulation, there would probably not be many sages in this universe. It could only be said that its master was really hated by the heavens. He was too monstrous and could not be tolerated by the universe. However, after thinking about it carefully, it was also very reasonable. After all, its master could now contend with an immortal demon sage. Previously, the demon sage of Curse only had the upper hand because of its immortal body. Such strength was really beyond imagination. It had lived for so many years, but it had only seen such a monstrous talent like its master. Rumble, at this time, the lightning tribulation finally began. In the depths of the void, a huge tribulation cloud surged. Drops of lightning liquid fell from the void, like a violent storm, pouring down on Xia Ping's body. Crash, tens of thousands of raindrops. No, that's not right. There were at least hundreds of millions, or even billions of raindrops dripped down from the depths of the tribulation cloud, turning into a torrential downpour that drowned everything. Moreover, these were no ordinary raindrops. They were condensed from lightning liquid and contained the power of tribulation lightning. Dong, a drop of liquid lightning landed on a desolate planet, instantly piercing through the entire planet and causing it to explode. The terrifying power of lightning wreaked havoc everywhere, blasting the entire planet into pieces. One could imagine just how terrifying this drop of liquid thunder was. Dark North Body Protection Technique. Xia Ping moved his mind and immediately ran the Dark North Body Protecting skill. A Kuan Peng appeared on his body, and an azure blue energy shield appeared. With his body as the center, thousands of kilometers around him turned into a blue sea. Countless Kuan Peng symbols appeared in the depths of this ocean. They interweaved together, forming a giant weak point. Dong dong dong. In an instant, countless drops of lightning liquid fell from the depths of the tribulation cloud and bombarded the energy shield. Like rain hitting the leaves of the lute, there was a crackling sound. At the same time, the tribulation lightning in the depths of the thunder liquid erupted, turning into thunder snakes, thunder dragons, and thunderbirds, producing a terrifying penetrating power, trying to tear this energy shield into pieces. But Dark North Body Protection Technique is running, the sea is shaking, the waves are rolling, and the thunder tribulation energy is easily swallowed up, leaving nothing behind. The power doesn't seem to be very good. Xia Ping blinked his eyes, and the devouring power was generated in his body, completely devouring the energy of the thunder tribulation and turning it into his own use. In the depths of his body, a pure thunder essence swam around. Both his magic power and mental power were rising steadily. And this move seemed to have angered the origin of the universe even more. Crash, in the depths of the tribulation cloud, countless drops of lightning liquid bombarded down, and hundreds of drops of lightning liquid condensed into a ball, turning into a ball of lightning, like hail, smashing down wildly. Damn, I said a few words and you're angry. Xia Ping sensed that the power of the thunder tribulation was more violent and crazy. The power of these thunderballs had the power to threaten his life. The penetrating power generated was invincible. Even the Dark North body protection technique couldn't resist it. Hundreds of millions of thunderballs fell down, and I am afraid that the energy shield on his body would be smashed into pieces. Laws of heaven and earth. At this time, Xia Ping ran the spiritual power in his body and quickly condensed the 9 great laws of heaven and earth on his body. First, a world tree was born from this world. It stood tall and seemed to be rooted in the depths of the universe. Thousands of emerald green branches extended out as if holding up a world. On the world tree, the other 8 great laws of heaven and earth were also born: Kuei Nyo, Hell Golden Crow, Sky Dragon, Divine Elephant, Star, Thousand-Armed Buddha, Thousand-Eyed Demon, and Tao. Each of the laws of heaven and earth represents the extreme of a kind of power, like the resurrection of a divine beast. They blasted from all directions, fighting against these thunderballs. Bang, bang, bang. In an instant, there was a series of earth-shattering explosions. In the void, countless thunderballs were smashed and suddenly turned into a mass of pure thunder essence, floating in the depths of the void. Damn heaven, is that all you have? Xia Ping was calm and composed. In the depths of the void, the tribulation clouds were tumbling. They seemed to be completely angered by Xia Ping's attitude. Countless thunder liquid quickly condensed together, but this time it was not condensed into thunderballs. Instead, countless drops of thunder liquid quickly condensed and actually turned into a thunder river. Each thunder river spanned thousands of kilometers, like a thunder dragon. In the depths of the river, countless thunder vibrated and crackled, containing the terrifying power of destruction. Rumble, at this time, thousands of thunder rivers bombarded from the void and instantly drowned Xia Ping's body. At the same time, the thunder inside the river exploded wildly, trying to blast Xia Ping's body into pieces. It's not that easy to kill me. Xia Ping's eyes revealed a trace of coldness. Not to be outdone, he ran the 9 great Zifu spaces in his body, and a huge amount of spiritual power was instilled into the 9 great laws of heaven and earth. In an instant, the world tree shook and one branch after another shot out, piercing through the void. At the same time, the countless roots on its body waved, producing a terrifying devouring power and absorbing the thunder. Chapter 2054. This time, the tribulation lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. In the depths of the void, the boundless tribulation clouds finally thinned a lot. It seemed that the tribulation lightning was still a little unwilling, but after venting for 3 days and 3 nights, it finally exhausted all of its energy. No matter how unwilling it was, it could only slowly dissipate. Countless tribulation clouds merged into the depths of the void, and this star field finally returned to its previous peace. However, this star field was severely damaged by the in-water tribulation lightning. Thousands of planets were blown into pieces, turning into dust that filled the surrounding void. The surrounding void was also pierced, and a huge black hole appeared. God knows how many space passages were connected, and this place was riddled with holes. Moreover, it was filled with a strong aura of tribulation lightning. From time to time, there would still be lightning flashes and crackling sounds. It was as if this place had turned into a space of lightning hell. Fortunately, there were no living creatures in this star field, otherwise, God knows how many people would have died. I finally blocked it. Xia Ping took a deep breath, and a glimmer of light flashed in his eyes. Although his body was in tatters, and his clothes were electrocuted, and his whole body was charred black like an African, he was full of energy and he felt better than ever. After withstanding the in-water tribulation lightning, he also devoured a huge amount of tribulation lightning energy, raising his magic power and divine sense to a new realm. This simply saved him God knows how many years of effort to condense magic power. It could be said that the tribulation lightning was not only a tribulation, but also a huge cultivation opportunity. Mid-stage tribulation realm. Xia Ping clenched his fists and felt the surging energy that was constantly surging out of his body. After overcoming this lightning tribulation, he had naturally advanced to the intermediate stage of the lightning tribulation realm. This is the power of the mid-stage tribulation realm? Xia Ping sensed that the 9 purple mansion spaces in his body were twice as large as before, and they could accommodate more magic power. At the same time, the power of his divine sense was also much stronger. Now, his power was so strong that it made people's hair stand on end. It was as if there were divine beasts in his body. If they were to explode with full force, it would be earth-shattering. Suddenly he grabbed the void, and infinite magic power vibrated, turning into a tide, forming a big hand. In the distance, a huge planet was trembling. It was instantly grabbed by this huge hand, like a giant pinching a rubber ball. Just like that, it was grabbed over. He had already completely treated these planets as ordinary glass balls that he could pinch at will. Grab the stars and grab the moon. Xia Ping's emotions surged. There was once a time when he could only dream of grasping the stars and grabbing the moon. But today, he had finally reached such a supreme realm. In his hands, an ordinary planet was nothing more than a toy. With a slight punch, he could easily blast a planet into pieces and turn it into a ball of debris. The infernal golden crow cells have also awakened. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. After obtaining the thunder essence, not only did his magic power and cultivation base improve, but he had also awakened 250 million golden crow cells in his body. Right now, he had awakened a total of 800 million cells. He felt that the blood in his body was boiling and quickly turning into dark golden blood. Dense golden crow runes appeared on the surface of his blood, and wisps of flames darted out of his pores from time to time. It was as if he had become a flaming creature. It could be said that he had gained too many benefits this time. I still need to awaken 200 million infernal golden crow cells, and then I can completely awaken 1 billion. At that time, I can awaken a bloodline magic power. Xia Ping clenched his fists, looking forward to it. Once he awakened 1 billion infernal golden crow cells, his strength would undergo a tremendous change. Beep beep, at this time, the system's voice was heard. Congratulations to the host. This time, you killed the curse-killing demon saint, which aroused the hatred of many demon race powerhouses. This time, you received a total of 70 hatred crystals. I hope you can continue to work hard. 70 hatred crystals? Xia Ping smiled slightly. He didn't expect that this time, there would be double happiness. He had just passed the heavenly tribulation, and now there was such good news. It seemed that the news of him killing the curse-killing demon saint had indeed spread. Moreover, killing the curse-killing demon saint had also aroused a lot of hatred. Although he had spent 50 hatred crystals to kill the curse-killing demon saint, he had now received 70 hatred crystals. In this way, he still earned 20 hatred crystals, which was not a loss. So far, the total number of hatred crystals on him had reached 620. By the way, system, do you know how to unlock the first seal of the reincarnation brush? Xia Ping asked. He felt that he might face more and more powerful enemies in the future, among which there were many powerhouses with immortal bodies. With his current means, it would be very difficult to kill these enemies with immortal bodies. After all, it was easy to defeat them, but very difficult to kill them. Therefore, it was necessary to unlock the first seal of the reincarnation brush. As long as he could have the power of the reincarnation brush's first magical ability, perhaps the immortal sages would not dare to be arrogant in front of him. Soul requires a lot of soul energy. The system replied. How much soul energy is needed? Xia Ping asked. The system said, you need to kill the soul energy of 10 million Thunder Calamity Peak cultivators. 10 million. Hearing this, the corner of Xia Ping's mouth twitched. This was simply impossible, because even if 10 million Thunder Calamity Peak cultivators stood in front of him, it would be difficult to kill them all. Moreover, it was also difficult to find 10 million such cultivators. Even if he found them, they would definitely be the elites of their race, with the protection of sages behind them. It was impossible to find an opportunity to attack them. Once they attacked, they would definitely be killed by the enraged sages. No, I can't attack in ordinary cosmos, but if I go to the abyss world or the hell world, it is not impossible to kill those demons and nether ghosts. Xia Ping's heart thumped. He recalled the abyss world and the hell world he had seen before. The number of demons and nether ghosts in those two places was unimaginable. Moreover, the soul energy they possessed was much stronger than ordinary cultivators. If he went to those two worlds to collect soul energy, it might not be impossible. By the way, Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Previously, I accidentally entered the Azure Sun's secret realm in southern cosmos. That secret realm seemed to be connected to the hell world. Countless demons and nether ghosts came out from there. It has been several years. I wonder what that Azure Sun's secret realm has become. Perhaps they have already found a secret passage to the hell world. He could sense that if his infernal Golden Crow bloodline wanted to evolve further, he would probably have to go to the hell world. Similarly, unlocking the reincarnation brush also required going to the hell world. Chapter 2055. In the space of the Pearl of Mountain and River. While Xia Ping was going through his tribulation, Lu Rulan had been cultivating in the space of the Pearl of Mountain and River. At the same time, she had a certain level of understanding of this place. So rich. This was Lu Rulan's first impression of the space of the Pearl of Mountain and River. In this space, spiritual medicine and spiritual grains were as numerous as the clouds. There was no end to them. With a single glance, she could see the vast medicinal fields and farmlands that stretched for thousands of miles. Moreover, these weren't ordinary spiritual grains. They were crystal rice, golden corn, and other top-grade spiritual grains. These spiritual grains were considered rare resources in the entire universe. However, in this space, there were hundreds of millions of square kilometers planted. There was no way to finish them. He was a rich man, a local tycoon. She didn't know how much spiritual rice she had eaten these days. It made her feel a little guilty. God knew how much money she had eaten these days. It was to the extent that she felt pained. If the outside world saw her wasting spiritual rice like this, they would probably vomit blood in anger. But I've gained many benefits. Lu Rulan had to admit that her cultivation base had improved by leaps and bounds because she had been wasting the spiritual rice. Her magical power had improved by leaps and bounds, which was equivalent to saving hundreds of years of effort in condensing her magical power. Moreover, these spiritual rice could temper her body, making her chi and blood boil, increasing her body's potential. It was no wonder that those big families always had many geniuses. In reality, without resources, no matter how monstrous a person was, it would be difficult for them to grow. However, even an ordinary person could reach genius level by consuming spiritual rice and spiritual medicine every day. That was the difference in wealth. There are many spiritual medicines planted here too. Lu Rulan looked at the other places. There were medicinal fields planted all around her. There was a dazzling array of medicinal fields planted one after another. They were densely packed. The spiritual energy was dense, and the medicinal energy was boiling. Thick clouds condensed in midair. Ordinary people who stayed here and breathed in the medicinal energy could prolong their lives. There were no disasters or illnesses. In this place, 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines were considered normal resources. Only 10,000-year-old and 100,000-year-old spiritual medicines were considered precious. Only holy medicines were considered top-notch medicinal materials. Even the ones guarding the medicinal fields were primordial descendants, and every one of them had reached the lightning tribulation realm. She was simply dumbfounded. She had never heard of any primordial descendants willing to work for humans, let alone as farmers. Just the wealth that she could see with her naked eyes was probably comparable to that of a saint-level sect. However, saint-rank sects had accumulated wealth for who knows how many years. As for Xia Ping, no matter how one looked at it, he had only lived for a few decades. It was completely incomparable to a saint-rank sect with a long history. However, their current wealth was comparable to that of an ordinary saint-class sect. This was simply too exaggerated. However, what infuriated Lu Rulan was that the people taking care of the herb fields and the farmlands were young ladies from different clans. They were all extremely beautiful. It was said that they were all slave girls that had been captured by slave merchants, but Xia Ping had saved them and let them stay in the mountain river pearl to manage the medicinal field. Although they looked like maidservants now, according to this shameless bastard's personality, he might have wanted them to be concubines and have a harem of 3,000 beauties. When she thought of Xia Ping having sex every night, being served by countless beautiful maidservants, and living a life of debauchery, she was a little annoyed. She wanted to cut that harmful thing off. Is the tribulation over? At that moment, Lu Rulan's heart skipped a beat. She activated her telepathy skill and immediately sensed Xia Ping's current situation. It seemed that he had finally passed the tribulation and was currently returning to the mountain river pearl. As expected, Xia Ping's figure flashed in the next second, and he immediately appeared before Lu Rulan. Seems like the tribulation this time was successful. Seeing that Xia Ping had returned safely, Lu Rulan immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Although she was very confident that Xia Ping would pass the tribulation, this was the tribulation after all. It was a tribulation that cultivators were most afraid of. Who knew what would happen? It was hard to say before it was over. Therefore, seeing that Xia Ping was safe and sound, she was finally relieved. Of course, don't you know who I am? Xia Ping said proudly. He looked at Lu Rulan and seemed to notice something. But you look like you have something on your mind. Could it be that you have something to tell me? That's right. Lu Rulan nodded. Now that she had a substantial relationship with Xia Ping, there was nothing to hide. I'm going to continue receiving the Blood Soul Saint's inheritance later. I'm afraid I can't stay here for long. She indicated that she would be leaving for a while to continue receiving the Blood Soul Saint's completed inheritance. The inheritance in Qinghai world was just one of the bases. In reality, the Blood Soul Saint had too many secret bases in the universe. They were all backup plans that he had left behind. I see. That's all right. Xia Ping was very calm. After all, he had already exchanged communication numbers with Lu Rulan. As long as the virtual network could reach a place, they could contact each other. There was no need to worry about losing contact like last time. If there were any problems, they could contact each other anytime. Where are you going? Do you need me to give you a ride? Xia Ping asked. No need. I have the Blood Soul Saint's imprint on me. As long as I activate the imprint, I can be transported to any Hall of Souls in the universe. Lu Rulan waved her hand. It was because of the Blood Soul Saint's imprint that she was able to escape from the killing cursed demon saint. Of course, this did not mean that she could escape anytime and anywhere. After all, activating the imprint required a certain amount of time. The killing cursed demon saint was unprepared last time, allowing Lu Rulan to find a loophole and escape in time. If the killing cursed demon saint was prepared, it would not be easy for her to escape. Remember, don't fool around. Otherwise, I won't let you go. Lu Rulan glared at Xia Ping with her beautiful eyes. Is that so? Why do I remember you begging me to let you go a few days ago? Xia Ping said with a smile. Pfft, pervert, gangster, shameless. Hearing this, Lu Rulan blushed and her body went numb. She was so angry that she stomped on Xia Ping's foot, feeling extremely embarrassed. She activated the imprint on her body. With a boom, a wave of energy enveloped her body and blended into the void. In the next second, she disappeared on the spot. No one knew where she was transported to. Little Dumbo is awake. At this moment, not long after Lu Rulan left, Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. He sensed that little Dumbo, who was in a deep sleep, had finally digested the energy in its body and awakened. Chapter 2056. Somewhere in the valley, Fei and baleful Crow Devil Bird were diligently cleaning the surroundings of the valley. When they felt the immortal aura, their expressions changed. It's over. That Gaia seems to have become even more powerful. He has reached immortal. We won't be able to escape that evil human's clutches for the rest of our lives. Fei's face turned green. When it felt the aura, it shivered. This was a power it couldn't resist. It also realized that Gaia was that damned human's lackey. If even a lackey was so terrifying, how could it escape? Could it be that it could only be a shit-shoveling officer for the rest of its life? Shut up. Baleful Crow Devil Bird said in disdain. The stronger that Gaia is, the better. Think about it. If your subordinates are strong, won't the master be afraid? A weak ruler and a strong subordinate is not a good thing. If that Gaia wants to be the boss, that human will be out of luck. Maybe he'll be slapped to death by Gaia. Faye was overjoyed. Baleful Crow Devil Bird, you're really smart. You even thought of this. Seems like we don't need to do anything. That damned human will be betrayed by his subordinates and killed on the spot. Maybe we'll be able to escape in the chaos. It was very excited. It thought of the day when it would be free and escape from that evil human's clutches. Hee hee. Baleful Crow Devil Bird looked down on Faye's intelligence. It sneered in its heart. You can think of this with your intelligence? Are you kidding me? Look at who I am. But to be honest, it was also looking forward to this. It hoped that the damned human would rebel. It had enough of cleaning the valley every day and shoveling shit everywhere. If it wasn't because it couldn't find a way to escape from this place and was afraid of Tautai, it wouldn't do such a thing even if it was beaten to death. The many primordial descendants working hard in the medicine fields, such as the amethyst tiger, nine-headed lion, void butterfly, and golden ant, also sensed this aura, and their expressions changed greatly. My God, this is the immortal aura. Gaia has reached Saint Realm. Oh no, with undying Gaia guarding this place, we won't be able to escape. Shut up now. How dare you speak so loudly? If that hateful human hears you, we'll be doomed. Maybe we'll follow in the footsteps of the two unlucky Fae and dark evil demon bird. Indeed, we can't speak loudly. The pitiful Fae and dark baleful demonic bird are also considered archaic descendants. Who would have thought that they would be captured to become shit shovelers, and even have to serve the Tao Tai of the archaic vicious 10? Just thinking about it scares me to death. That's a Tao Tai we're talking about. There's nothing it doesn't eat. Accompanying a king is like accompanying a tiger. If you're not careful, I'm afraid you'll be eaten by a Tao Tai and not even your bones will be left. I'm afraid that the Fae and the dark baleful demonic bird have to work in that place every day and can't sleep well. Fortunately, we are not as unlucky as those two. Although we are working hard, we can eat and drink well every day. We even have 2 days off every week. I wonder how good our treatment is. I must not end up like the Fae and the dark fiend demonic bird. Otherwise, my life will be over. The many primordial species nodded in agreement. Although everyone was a slave, there were different levels of slaves. Obviously, the Fae and the dark fiend demonic bird belonged to the lowest level of slaves. At this time, Xia Ping's figure flashed and appeared beside Gaia and Dumbo. Brother. Dumbo glanced at Xia Ping and yawned. Then he lay on the bed and fell asleep again. Sleeping again. Xia Ping blinked his eyes. He found that Dumbo had just woken up, but it was just a nap. It didn't have any intention of waking up and was still fast asleep. However, he also found that Dumbo's aura was completely different from before. She had completely withdrawn all her aura and seemed to be able to perfectly control all her strength. Moreover, her strength was also increasing every moment. Although she seemed to be sleeping on the surface, she was in fact also cultivating. According to Corinne's introduction, after advancing to the immortal realm, Gaia would have a period where her strength would advance by leaps and bounds, and she would surpass the vast majority of sages at an extremely fast speed. This was also the envy of countless sages. With a thought, Xia Ping immediately entered the Gaia space. He found that he had arrived at a small universe. There were tens of thousands of planets and hundreds of thousands of huge continents around him. The Gaia continent, Cloud continent, and so on were just one of the continents. In the depths of the space, there was a sun burning fiercely, emitting endless heat at all times, shining on every planet and every piece of land in this space. World origin. Xia Ping immediately knew that world origin was condensed in Dumbo's body. It was almost the same as the world origin he encountered before, but it was more powerful and full of vitality. Every ray of sunlight contained endless vitality. Amazing! Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He also sensed that the universe law of the Gaia space seemed to have become more and more perfect. The space was also incomparably firm like a rock. This space also seemed to have turned into a huge space cage. Perhaps even if an immortal sage entered this place, as long as Dumbo was unwilling, he or she would not be able to leave this place. Interesting. If I capture some immortal sages, won't I be able to imprison them in the Gaia space? Xia Ping touched his chin, thinking about the feasibility of this matter. Of course, this space was not as simple as being extremely firm. At the same time, the entire space was also filled with rich universe origin energy. The world's yuan qi was more than 10,000 times that of the outside world. Cultivating in this space was simply twice the result with half the effort. Many Yen Huang planet humans, demons, and marine clans cultivated in the cloud realm. They also found that their cultivation speed was faster than before, and it was easier for them to break through. Obviously, when Dumbo advanced to the immortal realm, they also obtained great benefits and were cleansed by the universe origin. Incredible! Xia Ping closed his eyes. Through the mental connection with Gaia, his primordial spirit also integrated into this space. At this moment, he could observe the operation of this small universe from the perspective of a third party. It seemed that the many-universe law of this universe appeared in front of him. Although he could not perceive anything at the moment, he instinctively felt that this would be of great benefit to him in the future. Seeing the appearance of these law lines, he seemed to have a deeper understanding of various martial Tao divine abilities. Chapter 2057. A few days later, Xia Ping took the stars and returned to the southern universe again. He found the spatial coordinates of the Qingyang mystic realm and flew in. Boom! The stars easily entered a spatial tunnel outside the Qingyang mystic realm. At that moment, he felt a little emotional. When he first arrived at the Qingyang mystic realm, he was only at the Golden Core realm. However, a few years later, he was already at the mid-stage Lightning Tribulation realm, which was almost the peak of the mortal realm. He could even kill an immortal demon sage previously, so his strength was many times stronger than before. I wonder what the Qingyang city is like now. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. The so-called Qingyang city was a super city he left behind when he left the Qingyang mystic realm. In order to protect the humans in this mystic realm, he had also built 3 great arrays: the Abyssal Demonic Illusion Array, the Pure Yang Evil Vanquishing Array, and the Earth Black Tortoise Array. With these 3 arrays guarding the city, Golden Core realm nether ghosts and fiend demons could not invade. He didn't know how the city had developed. Swoosh! The stars was extremely fast and entered the Qingyang mystic realm instantly. Soon, he arrived at the super city he had left behind in this mystic realm, Qingyang City. Seems like it's developing well. Xia Ping steered the stars and activated the invisibility system. He flew above the city and no one could discover the existence of the stars. He looked down at the city below. The current Qingyang City was extremely prosperous. One satellite city after another was filled with people. Countless people were entering and exiting the city gates to carry out business activities. It was extremely lively. Compared to before, the population of the Qingyang city had increased by more than 100 times. There were still countless people migrating over from the plains in the distance with bags of luggage. They seemed to be on a pilgrimage to the Qingyang city as if they had seen the sacred city of the human race. Groups of elite troops appeared around the city walls, all of them surging with blood energy that rushed into the heavens. They were in high spirits and surged with killing intent. They were clearly elite soldiers who had experienced iron and blood. The strength and number of these soldiers had increased by 10 times compared to the previous Qingyang city. The current Qingyang city was a real super city. Swoosh! At the thought of this, Xia Ping's figure flashed and he put away the stars before landing in the Qingyang city. He wanted to know what had happened in the Qingyang city in the past few years. At this moment, there were countless people going in and out of the city gate. Many of them were dressed in rags and had unkempt hair and dirty faces. They looked like beggars, but when they saw the city gates of Green Sun City, all of them were filled with excitement and hope. Is this the legendary holy city of the human race, Qingyang City? It's too grand, too spectacular. It is said that this Qingyang city covers an area of tens of millions of square kilometers. The main city can accommodate 100 million people, and the other satellite cities can also accommodate tens of millions of people. It is extremely vast. It's fine if it's just the vastness of the city, but there aren't any nether ghosts in Qingyang City. Once a nether ghost appears in Qingyang City, it will immediately be annihilated by the array formation. It's said that the allied armies of nether ghosts and Yaomo demons have tried to break into Green Sun City many times, but it was to no avail. Instead, these nether ghosts and Yaomo demons were easily annihilated. This also caused Green Sun City to be known as the safest human city. It really is prosperous. It was not in vain that I abandoned the other cities and dragged my family to Green Sun City. If I can survive here, I won't have to worry about being killed by dark ghosts and Yaoma. Everyone discussed animatedly. They were all extremely excited. Some people spent months or even a year on a long journey, experiencing countless difficulties and obstacles along the way before finally arriving at Qingyang City. It could be said that Qingyang City's reputation had spread throughout the Qingyang mystery dimension. Even in extremely remote places, there were people who had heard of this holy city of the human race. It had already become synonymous with the hope of the human race in the Qingyang mystery dimension. It seems that Deputy City Lord Gubo has done a good job. Xia Ping walked the streets and alleys of Qingyang City. This place was full of life. There were people everywhere, rubbing shoulders. It could not be compared to the desolate Qingyang City from before. However, I wonder if he helped me find the secret passageway to the Hell Realm. Thinking of this, he did not want to continue wandering around. With a flash, he immediately headed for the City Lord residence. As soon as he entered the City Lord residence, Xia Ping immediately sensed that there were many people gathered in the hall. They seemed to be the upper echelons of Qingyang City, as well as the top generals. Even Deputy City Lord Gubo was here. Their expressions were very solemn, as if they were discussing something important. Xia Ping did not plan on alerting them. Instead, he hid among them, wanting to know what had happened. There is an important piece of news that I need to tell you in advance. At this moment, Deputy City Lord Gubo swept his gaze across the crowd. His expression was solemn as he said in a low voice, "As everyone knows, there are several huge passageways in this world that connect to the Hell Realm. Dark ghosts and fiendish demons have all escaped from the Hell Realm. Because those passageways are very small, only some weak dark ghosts and fiendish demons have escaped. But it's different now. According to reliable information, the 9 spatial passageways have expanded once again. It is likely that even stronger dark ghosts and fiendish demons will soon enter this world." What? Hearing this, everyone was shocked and their expressions changed drastically. Impossible. Those passageways have not changed for centuries. Why did they suddenly expand? What happened? A general did not dare to believe the news. Because such a passageway alone could allow Golden Core Realm dark ghosts and fiendish demons to enter this world. They could kill until the humans of this world had nowhere to hide and could only be reduced to food. If the 9 spatial passageways expanded again, allowing even stronger dark ghosts and fiendish demons to enter, would there still be hope for this world? The human race would probably be wiped out in an instant. I don't know. In any case, it has indeed expanded. This is the information our intelligence personnel sent back after risking their lives. Every day, powerful dark ghosts and fiendish demons enter through that place. Deputy City Lord Gubo clenched his fists. Everyone fell silent. Although they did not want to believe it, they had to. In truth, it was not as if the spatial passageways had never expanded before. At the beginning, the passageways had not been as large as they were now. It seemed that because of the constant attacks of the dark ghosts and fiendish demons, the 9 spatial passageways had gradually expanded, allowing countless powerful dark ghosts and fiendish demons to appear in this world. Then what do we do now? Wait for death? Many of the generals had bitter looks on their faces. They were already exhausted from just defending. If even stronger fiendish demons and dark ghosts invaded, it would truly be the end of the human race. Chapter 2058. No, I absolutely will not allow this to happen. How can we let those damned dark ghosts and demons destroy our home again? A general gritted his teeth. They had only had a few good years, and now those dark ghosts and demons wanted to destroy their home again. They wanted to destroy their final resting place, kill and eat all the people they valued. He absolutely would not allow something as absurd as this to happen again. How can it not happen? We're doomed. We can't stop it. A general despaired, feeling that the end of the human race had come. No matter what they did, it would be useless. They could only wait for death. Right, where is the city lord? Where did the city lord go? If the city lord takes action, he might be able to stop those terrifying dark ghosts and demons, a general suddenly said. Many people were tempted. Many people were tempted. In fact, they had just joined the Qingyang city in the past few years, so they naturally knew about the mysterious city lord of the Qingyang city. It was precisely because of this mysterious city lord that he had established Green Sun City and set up 3 super formations that they could keep the demons and dark ghosts outside. Without the city lord's power, they would not have been able to establish this safe home. But from the time they had joined until now, they had never seen the mysterious city lord. They did not know where he had gone. That's right, the city lord seemed to have left behind a treasure for us to notify him. An elder of Green Sun City also recalled this matter. There really is such a treasure, Vice City Lord Gubo admitted. But in the past few years, we have not completed the mission the city lord left us, so I do not have the face to contact the city lord. He was very ashamed. The city lord had clearly only wanted them to complete a mission, but they had not been able to complete it. He did not have the face to contact the city lord. Vice City Lord, this is no longer a matter of face. If we do not notify the city lord, our Green Sun City will likely be finished, a general said. At this time, a general in black armor snorted. Even if we notify the city lord, it won't be of much use. Right now, it is not a matter of one more or one less person. The dark ghosts and demons have all come out of their nest. Even if the city lord, who does not dare to show himself, appears, he will just have one more person sent to die. Chang Yonghua, what is the meaning of this? How dare you insult the city lord? A general shouted angrily, staring at the general in black armor. The other party was a general who had just joined Qingyang City a few years ago and had never seen City Lord Xia Ping before. Back then, Qingyang City's strength was too weak and its population was too small. There were many newcomers and many of them were strong. Chang Yonghua was one of them. Over the past few years, the other party had made great contributions along the way, and his battle achievements were valiant, allowing him to wield quite a bit of power in Qingyang City. He was equivalent to one of the new nobles in Qingyang City, second only to Vice City Lord Gubo. To be honest, I have a weakness, and that is that I'm honest. Chang Yonghua sneered. No matter how powerful the city lord is, he is still just a human. How can he compare to terrifying monsters like dark ghosts and Yaoma? No matter how powerful he is, there is a limit. What we should do now is not to contact the city lord who doesn't dare to show his face, but to prepare for battle and fight against those nether ghosts and demons. We should not place our hopes on that illusory figure. Many of the generals glared at Chang Yonghua, wanting to tear him to shreds. But the other generals also stood behind Chang Yonghua, their killing intent surging. They were all Chang Yonghua's subordinates or people of the same faction. They stood on equal footing with the old men of Qingyang City, unwilling to be outdone. In the past few years, too many people from all walks of life had come to Qingyang City, especially the top experts from other cities. All of them were powerful, unruly, ambitious, and had all sorts of thoughts. If Gubo had not controlled the city's restrictive formations and possessed absolute martial power, they would have long since been unable to suppress this group of experts with their own strength. In truth, if Xia Ping had not arrived at Qingyang City, these generals of Qingyang City would have been minor characters who could not even make it to the stage. The other human experts would not have taken them seriously at all. Therefore, it was only natural that this group of new nobles wanted to compete with the old men of Qingyang City for power. They believed that the old men of Qingyang City were mediocre in strength and aptitude, but they held most of the power without doing anything. They had long been dissatisfied and wanted this group of old men to abdicate. This was because in this chaotic world, the strong were respected, and the wise reigned supreme. Enough. Vice City Lord Gu Bo snorted coldly. If any of you dare insult the city lord again, get out of Qingyang City immediately. We do not welcome any pests who disrespect the city lord. The reason why Qingyang City is where it is today is all because of the city lord's power. Without the city lord, there would be no us. You have no right to criticize the city lord. He exuded a murderous aura. Yes, Vice City Lord. Chang Yonghua and the others lowered their heads, not daring to be arrogant anymore. This was because Gu Bo controlled all of Qingyang City and had absolute power. A single order from him could immediately make their heads roll. Moreover, without the restrictive formations of Qingyang City, if they dared to go out into the wilderness, only death awaited them. They would definitely be eaten by the dark ghosts and demons, becoming their food. None of them dared to leave the protection of Qingyang City. At this moment, a figure appeared in front of the crowd and sat directly on the city lord's seat, looking down at them from above. How dare you? Who are you? How dare you sit on the city lord's throne? Chang Yonghua and the others were shocked and immediately became vigilant. This was the city lord's mansion, which was heavily guarded. Even a fly could not enter, but there was still someone who could enter this place without a sound. They looked over and saw that the other party was an unfamiliar young man. Immediately they were furious. Someone actually dared to sit on the city lord's throne so brazenly. This was simply insolence, turning a blind eye to all the higher-ups of Qingyang City. But when Gu Bo and the others saw this young man, they were all overjoyed. They were simply wild with joy. City Lord, you finally returned. They stepped forward and bowed respectfully. The person in front of them was Xia Ping. City Lord. Chang Yonghua and the others were even more shocked. They could not believe that this mysterious young man in front of them was actually the legendary city lord of Qingyang City. They simply could not believe it, but seeing the attitude of Gu Bo and the other elders, they had to believe that this young man was the master of the human race's sacred city. Gu Bo, you've done well. The construction of Qingyang City is not bad, and there hasn't been any big trouble. Chapter 2059. Thank you for your praise, City Lord. Hearing this, Gu Bo and the others immediately shed tears of gratitude, as if they had found their backbone. They were incomparably touched, and everything they had done was worth it. And you, Chang Yonghua, right? I heard your words just now, and you seem to be dissatisfied with me. Xia Ping glanced at Chang Yonghua and said casually, how about this? Since you are dissatisfied with me, then you don't have to take this position anymore. Return to being a commoner, and live a good life in the future. What? Many of the generals were shocked. They did not expect this mysterious city lord to do such a thing as soon as he returned. He wanted to deprive Chang Yonghua of his position as a high-ranking general. Chang Yonghua's expression was very ugly, and he could not help but clench his fists with a bellyful of anger. However, before Chang Yonghua could speak, a loyal subordinate beside him jumped out and scolded, "What bullshit, City Lord, you have been missing for several years. Do you know that you have not contributed to Qingyang City at all? The reason why Qingyang City could develop to this extent today is because of Commander Chang's contributions, and he often risked his life for it. But as soon as you returned, you want to deprive Commander Chang of his position and demote him to a commoner. This is too much. You can't distinguish right from wrong, and you can't distinguish right from wrong. What kind of city lord are you?" Don't. As soon as the voice fell, Xia Ping casually glanced at the subordinate in green armor. With just a glance, the subordinate in green armor was sent flying. A tyrannical force bombarded his body, and in an instant, his armor was blasted into a pile of scrap iron. With a puff, he could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood. He slid across the ground for hundreds of meters, and dozens of bones in his body were broken. He was seriously injured on the spot, and his breathing was weak. Everyone was overwhelmed with shock, because the other party had almost stopped breathing and directly died. You seem to have misunderstood something. As the city lord of Qingyang City, I am the ruler of this city. I do not need to discuss any decisions with you. Xia Ping said indifferently, there is only one thing you can do, and that is to obey. It doesn't matter if you don't obey, then you can die. This is the rule of Qingyang City, understand? Many of the newly promoted generals were filled with anger when they heard this. Dictatorship. This was simply a cruel and heartless super dictator. They had thought that the city lord of Qingyang City might be in existence like the human race's saint, but they didn't expect him to be a complete tyrant. Everyone. At this moment, Chang Yonghua angrily roared, it seems to me that this city lord has been possessed by a dark ghost. He isn't human at all. Now is the time to kill him and rid the world of evil. A trifling dark ghost wants to pretend to be a human and rule over the human race? That's a fool's dream. Everyone attack together. Kill this damned dark ghost and take back Green Sun City. He instigated his subordinates, planning to attack together and kill this mysterious city lord. As long as this so-called city lord was dead, the entire Qingyang City would belong to them. Are you trying to rebel? Hearing this, Gu Bo and the others were both shocked and infuriated. They had never imagined that Chang Yonghua would dare to offend his superiors and try to kill the city lord. Just how audacious was this? This is not a rebellion, but the execution of a dark ghost. You've all mistaken him for someone else. This is no longer the original city lord of Qingyang City, but a puppet possessed by a dark ghost. You've all been blinded by the dark ghost and can't see the truth of the matter. But that doesn't matter. Once I kill this dark ghost pretending to be the city lord of Qingyang City, the truth of the matter will be revealed. Chang Yonghua sneered. Without another word, he immediately attacked. He didn't care if this mysterious city lord was possessed by a dark ghost or not. In any case, if this city lord didn't die, then all the forces he had painstakingly built up would be destroyed. Now, if the city lord didn't die, then he would. Boom. In the blink of an eye, a berserk aura surged out of his body. He pulled out a treasured saber and slashed at Xia Ping. A black saber light appeared in the air. This sort of attack power had reached the Golden Core realm. It could be said that Chang Yonghua's strength could be said to be the best in Qingyang City. Even the faceless ghost king of the past was no match for him. Gu Bo and the others were both shocked and angry. They had never imagined that Chang Yonghua would be so daring as to attack in the city lord's residence and attempt to kill the city lord. This was simply the ambition of a wolf. Truly foolish. Xia Ping shook his head. He sat motionlessly on his chair and only sighed. A terrifying sound wave came from the depths of the void. In the next second, before Chang Yonghua could even get within a few meters of Xia Ping, his entire body was reduced to a mass of meat paste. His black saber light was also shaken into a ball of yuan qi. This, impossible. The many generals were so frightened that their legs trembled. They simply couldn't believe their eyes. Chang Yonghua was the #1 expert of Qingyang City, a powerhouse on the level of a ghost king. However, when facing this mysterious city lord, the other party didn't even need to make a move. With just a sigh, he was shaken to death. What kind of divine power was this? It was too terrifying. Was he still human? Interesting. There really is a dark ghost possessing him. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. His divine sense sensed a dark power coming from the depths of a mass of flesh on the ground. It was the evil aura that the dark ghost was emitting. Boom. Immediately, a dark and evil power quickly gathered, transforming into an enormous dark ghost. The temperature of the entire city lord's residence dropped by dozens of degrees, and the ground quickly froze. Dark ghost. Commander Chang Yonghua is actually a dark ghost. Everyone was shocked and retreated in fright. They had been scared out of their wits. They had never imagined that this loyal and courageous high-ranking general was actually an evil dark ghost. No wonder a human can reach the battle prowess of a golden core. So it's a dark ghost possessing him. But you were actually able to avoid the detection of my pure yang evil punishing formation and never exposed yourself. It seems that your strength is not simple. Xia Ping was calm and composed. He could sense that this dark ghost was indeed not simple. Its strength had reached the peak of the returning truth realm. It was just a step away from the Transcendence realm. If it was the Xia Ping of the past, he would have only been able to flee from this dark ghost. But the present was different. This dark ghost was just a minor character, not even an ant. But with this kind of strength, it was only natural that the dark ghost would be able to avoid the pure young evil punishing formation. Foolish human, you have completely infuriated this king. I originally wanted to play with you foolish humans, but I didn't expect that you would destroy my human body. Tell me, how do you want to die? Do you want to be killed by 1,000 cuts, or do you want your soul to be devoured by me? The dark ghost cackled, its murderous aura surging. Noisy! Xia Ping didn't even look at it. He grabbed at the air. Ah! The dark ghost immediately let out a miserable scream. Its entire body shattered, turning into a mass of black mist. Chapter 2060. Gu Bo and the others glanced at each other, finding each other's shock. The dark ghost that had suddenly appeared just now was terrifying. Even the ghost king they had encountered before was nothing like it. When the dark ghost appeared, it gave off an icy aura that was enough to freeze their souls, making it impossible for them to move. Just now, they had all thought that they were dead for sure, that they would be slaughtered by this terrifying dark ghost. But before that terrifying dark ghost could do anything, the city lord had taken action. With a squeeze of the air, the terrifying dark ghost had exploded on the spot, turning into a ball of yuan qi. Just what kind of terrifying power was this? Gu Bo and the others had thought that they had touched the edge of the city lord's power, but now it seemed that the difference was too great. The city lord's power was not something they could imagine. Of course, while that dark ghost had seemed very powerful on the surface and had a frightening aura, it might have been just a weak dark ghost, which was why the city lord had crushed it with a single blow. As expected of a dark ghost. The soul energy it possesses far surpasses that of human cultivators of the same level. It's at least 10 times more powerful, but it's still too weak. It's not even enough to fill the gaps between my teeth. Xia Ping was both excited and a bit regretful. He felt that the soul energy he had obtained from killing this dark ghost was too little. He didn't even know how much more he needed to unlock the reincarnation brush's seal. After all, to unlock the first seal, he had to devour the soul energy of 10 million peak tribulation lightning human cultivators. A mere returning reality realm dark ghost was too weak. Right? It shouldn't be the only dark ghost that has invaded Green Sun City. Perhaps there are other dark ghosts hiding in Green Sun City. Xia Ping's heart leapt, and a terrifying spiritual sense surged out of his body, covering the sky. In an instant, it enveloped all of Green Sun City, seeping into every corner of the void. No living creature could escape the corrosion of this mental power. Bush, bush, bush. In that instant, the many dark ghosts hiding in Green Sun City sensed this terrifying threat. They could no longer hide and flew out in all directions. Immediately, 7 plumes of black smoke flew out of Green Sun City into the sky. Even the city lord's mansion had 3 plumes of black smoke escape from the 3 commanders, quickly fleeing. Damn it, we've been discovered by a human expert. What's going on? Aren't the humans of this world very weak? Why would a human expert of this level appear? Run! Hurry up and run! An expert of this level is not someone we can fight against. If we don't run, we'll die. Damn it. This was just a scouting mission. I didn't expect to encounter such a dangerous situation. Don't talk nonsense. If we're a step too late, we won't be able to escape. We can't fight against this human expert, or we'll definitely die. A total of 10 streaks of black smoke rushed into the sky, trying to tear apart the Great Formation. They were panicking, almost running for their lives. It was because they felt great danger, as if they could die at any moment. In the face of this absolute power, they were unable to resist and were like ants. Everyone in Qingyang City could feel the chilling aura emanating from the black smoke. It was as if the entire city would be frozen in an instant, and there was a chill that seeped into their souls. They all seemed to feel an instinctive fear, and they trembled. Holy shit, there are dark ghosts here. Gu Bo and the others were scared half to death. They saw the 3 commanders of the city lord's mansion. They were all famous high-ranking generals who were peerlessly valiant and had killed countless enemies. These three commanders were even on bad terms with Chang Yonghua, often clashing with him. They had never expected that they would be on the same side as Chang Yonghua, possessed by dark ghosts. This place had been invaded by dark ghosts until it looked like a sieve. When some of the generals thought of how they had once been brothers with Chang Yonghua and the others, their faces turned green with fear. They had become brothers with dark ghosts, and they had almost been eaten alive. You want to run? Do you really think I don't exist? Xia Ping's expression was very calm. A terrifying energy spread out from his body, and all of Qingyang City seemed to come to a stop. Everything stopped. The wind stopped blowing. The water stopped flowing. The gravel on the ground stopped rolling. Everyone was dumbstruck, unable to move. Even their blood had stopped flowing. The 10 dark ghosts that had charged into the sky were also frozen in the air. They were terrified. They had never imagined that such a terrifying human expert would appear in this human city. They tried to flee, but in the face of this tyrannical power, there was nothing they could do. Human, damned human. How dare you kill us? My dark ghost army is about to arrive, and your human race will be destroyed. You'd best release us immediately. Otherwise, once the dark ghost army arrives, you'll all die without a corpse. Human, we dark ghosts aren't people that weak races like you can provoke. Immediately surrender is your only way out. If you don't surrender, you'll be exterminated, your race will be exterminated, your race will be exterminated. Do you understand? Do you know what you're doing? You're committing a grave mistake. Hurry up and release us. Kneel and surrender, or else all of Qingyang City will be buried with you, buried with you. The dark ghosts all howled. Although their bodies couldn't move, they could communicate with their divine senses. They were threatening, trying to scare Xia Ping into releasing them and leaving. Xia Ping didn't say anything. He lightly clenched his hand, and with a boom, the 10 returning Truth Realm dark ghosts were instantly shattered, their souls pulverized. They exploded in the air like fireworks, unable to put up even the slightest bit of resistance. Whoosh, Xia Ping grabbed out with his hand, immediately devouring the soul energy left behind by the 10 dark ghosts, transforming it into soul crystals that he placed into the pearl of mountains and rivers. By now, all of Qingyang City had returned to its original state, and everyone had regained consciousness. They looked at each other, not knowing what had just happened. But the generals of the city lord's estate had clearly seen what had just happened. They had seen 10 terrifying dark ghosts hiding in Qingyang City, each one extremely powerful. Any random nether ghost like this would be able to slaughter all the humans in an entire city. But such a nether ghost had been easily destroyed by this mysterious city lord. They immediately felt reverence towards Xia Ping. This was the absolute respect one had for an expert. This is the city lord of Qingyang City? He's too powerful. He killed dark ghosts like chickens. He's terrifying. Isn't that right? Those dark ghosts just now all surpassed the level of ordinary ghost kings, but the city lord easily crushed them. This kind of power is unimaginable. No wonder he was able to create a super city like Qingyang City. He's too powerful. Chapter 2061. What's going on? Xia Ping glanced at Gu Bo and the others. Previously, only Ghost King level Nether Ghosts appeared. Why are the Nether Ghosts even stronger than Ghost Kings? How did they appear? City Lord, it's because the spatial passageway to our world has expanded again. It can allow even more powerful Nether Ghosts and demons to enter, and it's still rapidly expanding. Gu Bo answered. When did this happen? Xia Ping asked. About a month ago. Gu Bo thought about it carefully and replied. A month? Xia Ping nodded. If this was the case, then it was no wonder that the people of Qingyang City had not died yet and this phenomenon had only appeared after a month. In other words, these dark ghosts had not been in Qingyang City for a long time, at most a week or two. After all, the invasion of 10 returning Truth Realm Nether Ghosts was a bit terrifying. In any case, the 3 formations he had left behind could only deal with Golden Core Nether Ghosts. They could not deal with powerful returning Truth Realm Nether Ghosts. The reason these Nether Ghosts had not attacked and had chosen to hide was probably because they wanted to understand the strength of the humans in this world and did not want to alert the enemy so quickly. It had to be said that these Nether Ghosts had a considerable degree of intelligence. They would not underestimate any race just because they were strong. They were very skilled at planning before taking action. Once they understood all the information on this race, they would attack with their full strength. This way, they would be invincible. City Lord. At this point, Gubo said in a low voice, "We've also obtained some information. The Nether Ghosts and fiendish demons that escaped from the Hell World are gathering an army to destroy Green Sun City. We must make preparations in advance." His expression was very grave. Make preparations in advance? There is no need, because the Nether Ghosts and demon army have already arrived, Xia Ping said indifferently. Within the range of his divine sense, a large number of Nether Ghosts and demons were surging over from tens of millions of kilometers away. Their numbers had already surpassed 30 million. Of course, most of them were cannon fodder level Nether Ghosts and demons. But there were also thousands of Tribulation Lightning Realm cultivators, 100,000 Transcendence Realm cultivators, and 1,000,000 returning Truth Realm Nether Ghosts and demons. This was an invincible Hell Realm army. Fortunately, he had returned to Green Sun City in time. If he had been any later, not even dregs would have been left of the city. What? The demon army has arrived? It can't be, right? How could it be so fast? They were still in the midst of gathering just now? Humans need to assemble an army, but the fiendish beasts don't need to. They have the advantage in numbers and are not afraid of death. They just need to swarm and attack. There's no need to think about formations. Damn it, how could this be? They're coming so quickly. How are we supposed to block them? Many of the generals of Qingyang City had ugly expressions on their faces. They knew that they would have to face the army of the monster race and demon race sooner or later, but they did not expect it to come so soon. There's no need for you to prepare anything. I'll just go and destroy them all. His goal in coming here was to kill the dark ghosts and demons and obtain their soul energy. Since these demons wanted to come and die, he was happy to relax. There was no need to search for them himself. His figure flashed and he immediately left the place. City Lord. Gubo and the others wanted to stop him, but before they could say anything, Xia Ping had already disappeared. They couldn't catch up at all. What do we do now? The City Lord actually wants to stop it by himself. This is really too reckless. That's right. The allied army of the monster race and the dark ghost race is no small matter. But the City Lord's strength is unfathomable. We can't catch up at all, nor can we stop them. Sigh, there's nothing we can do. We can only rely on the City Lord. The City Lord is so confident, so I'm sure he's confident. Gubo and the others discussed. Tens of millions of kilometers away, a vast army of monster race and demon race was approaching, their aura fierce. TSK, I've already said that there's no need to investigate anything. This is just a low-level human plane. We can just send an army to crush it. In the face of absolute power, any tricks are a joke. A peak tribulation lightning-burning demon cackled, extremely arrogant. It was very dissatisfied with the dark ghost's arrangements. It felt that these dark ghosts were too cowardly. This was just a tiny human world, yet they still needed to gather an army. This was simply laughable. In reality, there was no need for so many monster race and demon race to act. Just it alone could kill this group of weak humans dozens of times over. Idiot. A peak tribulation lightning dark ghost sneered. What do you know? The humans once said that even a lion would do its best to catch a rabbit. In order to occupy this world, gathering information is the most important thing. On the surface, it looked like a low-level human plane. But why had Impermanence Ghost King and the other Nether Ghosts been annihilated? Some demons had said that Nether Ghosts at the Golden Core level could sweep through this plane dozens of times, but they had all died. This means that this plane isn't as simple as we think. It looked down on this burning demon's intelligence. Its entire body was covered in muscles, and even its brain was made of muscles. In reality, because it had underestimated the human race, It had suffered so many losses and lost so many dark ghosts, which was why it always acted so cautiously. Laughable, the burning demon said angrily. The burning devil said angrily, they're just golden core realm dark ghosts. I can crush countless of them with one hand. So what if they can kill golden core realm dark ghosts? How can they compare to us? So what if this low-level plane is powerful? How can it stop our army of monster race and demon race? You dark ghosts think too much. That's why you keep missing opportunities. It didn't care about the humans of this plane at all. They were like bugs that it could easily crush with a single stomp. Summer bugs are not worth mentioning. The dark ghost disdained to speak to the burning demon. What? You dare to say Wenju's name in front of me? Do you think I'm uncultured? You fucking wanna die. The burning demon was infuriated. It felt like it had been greatly humiliated. Flames erupted from its body, seeming to burn everything within 1,000 kilometers as it began a massacre. Enough! A nearby oxhorn demon moved to stop the burning demon so that the two races wouldn't start fighting before they even reached the human city. The burning demon was very displeased, but it still listened to the oxhorn demon. After all, they couldn't start fighting in front of a powerful enemy. That would only benefit the humans. Dark Ghost, just what information do you have? Why are you so cautious? Don't lie to us. Are we allies? The oxhorn demon stared at the dark ghosts. It knew that these dark ghosts wouldn't be so cautious if they didn't have a reason. Kiki, oxhorn demon, you look very stupid, but your mind is sharper than anyone else's. We truly have discovered that there's something off about these humans. Chapter 2062. Oh, something's wrong? What's wrong? The ox-horned demon and the other demons stared at Dark Ghost, their hearts trembling. As expected, this cunning Dark Ghost had discovered something. Earlier, I sent some Dark Ghosts to infiltrate that mysterious Green Sun City. Supposedly, that is the holy city of this world's humans and the strongest human faction. As expected, we discovered some secrets, the Dark Ghost said gravely. Dark Ghost said, first of all, the city is unimaginably large and the construction speed is extremely fast. Such a large city was built in just a few months. This level of technology is not something a small human plane should have. Moreover, there are 3 powerful formations set up around the city. This kind of ceiling formation is unheard of in this plane. No human has ever known about it. It seems to have appeared out of thin air. Indeed, this is very strange. The technological development of a world should be orderly. Something illogical should not appear out of thin air. Your suspicions are very reasonable. The ox-horned demon nodded. It had fought many wars and conquered many planes, so it naturally knew many things. It had done a considerable amount of research into the history, culture, and technology of each world. Thus, we made a bold guess. A light flashed in the Dark Ghost's eyes. This low-level human plane might not just be connected to our infernal realm. It might even be connected to an even larger and more powerful human plane. Some humans have entered this low-level plane from this high-level plane and provided assistance to the humans of this world, which is why they were able to defeat the faceless Ghost King and the other demons. It voiced its guess. In truth, this was also the guess of the Dark Ghosts. So that's how it is. This plane might be connected to another high-level human world. This is very likely. The demons couldn't help but nod. They now understood why the Dark Ghosts were so cautious. The humans of this world were naturally not worth mentioning. But if humans from another high-level plane had entered this world and even provided assistance, then this matter was completely different. The nature of the matter had completely changed. Perhaps the humans of that high-level plane were extremely powerful, not any weaker than the factions from the infernal realm. If they didn't know anything and rushed in stupidly, they might fall into a trap and be completely killed by those despicable and cunning humans. That is why I gathered the army, gathered all the nether ghosts and demons, gathered all of our strength. Nether Ghost sneered, with this force, no matter how arrogant those so-called humans from the higher planes are, they won't be able to stop our allied forces. Furthermore, we might be able to seize this opportunity to capture those humans from the higher planes, torture them, and interrogate them about the passageway to that higher plane. Upon hearing that, the fiendish demons were all invigorated and their eyes lit up. To be honest, this lower plane world was too small, and there were very few humans. Even if they killed all of them, they wouldn't even be enough to fill the gaps between their teeth. However, if they discovered a higher plane, the human world would be a completely different story. That would truly be a huge cake that was more than enough for them to divide, and there would still be leftovers. Without a doubt, this was a huge opportunity. Conquering this lower plane world was just a stepping stone, a springboard to other worlds. Your considerations are correct. I truly was a little rash. The burning demon was completely convinced. Although it was rash, that didn't mean it was brainless. If the humans of this world had the support of the humans from the higher planes, then they might not have been able to win this battle. Since you know this, what's your plan? The ox demon asked. Don't worry, we've already made a plan, the nether ghost said proudly. We've already sent 10 nether ghosts to infiltrate Green Sun City, and a few of them have even possessed the bodies of their higher-ups. They've taken control of a significant portion of that human city's army. Once we arrive in front of the city, if anything goes wrong, those nether ghosts will immediately start a massacre inside the city, causing internal strife. Then we'll be able to attack from both the inside and the outside. It explained its plan. As expected of the nether ghost race. Their plans are truly flawless. The ox demon was very satisfied. If the nether ghosts had made this kind of plan, then they would definitely win this battle. There would be no surprises. Then let's go. Kill all those humans. I've wanted to drink their blood for a long time. The demons grinned savagely, their killing intent boiling. Kiki, it's best if we don't kill all those humans. We should treat them like pigs and raise them for sustainable development. That way, we'll have enough humans to eat every day. The nether ghosts felt that they, a higher race, should be more elegant and should not engage in such indiscriminate slaughter. Farming was the only way out. Killing all the humans was too much of a pity. Boom. At this moment, the sky shook and the earth shook. The sun and moon dimmed, interrupting the fantasies of the nether ghosts and demons. What's going on? What happened? Enemy attack. The enemy is attacking. Who's so bold as to attack even our nether ghosts and the demon army? They don't want to live. Find them. Find the enemy immediately. I'm going to eat them alive and cut them into pieces. The nether ghosts and demons were shocked and looked up into the sky. Immediately, they saw that 8 stone steels had appeared in the sky at some point. These 8 stone steels were spread out in 8 different directions, surrounding all of them. Moreover, these 8 stone steels were not simple. They exuded an ancient, mysterious, and powerful aura. They were engraved with dense scriptures that seemed to contain powerful sealing and spatial power. Before they could understand what was going on, the 8 stone steels descended from the sky. They connected with each other, instantly forming a sealing formation that enveloped the sky and permeated it. In an instant, a huge energy barrier surrounded the dark ghosts and demons. It was like a huge cage had been formed. What? These nether ghosts and demons felt a chill in their hearts, feeling that something was wrong. They could clearly sense that there were scriptures flowing on the surface of these energy barriers, and they contained an extremely powerful sealing power that sealed off the void. Even though the nether ghosts were invisible and formless, they could not escape from this sealing formation. Chapter 2063. Just like that, Xia Ping appeared in front of the dark ghosts and demons. He stood in the air above the barrier and looked down at them, his face expressionless. A human has appeared. Damned fellow, was this trap set up by this human? How bold! He dares to block our dark ghost and demon army alone. Does he want to die? The dark ghosts and demons gnashed their teeth. They had just been discussing this matter and wanted to slaughter the humans. They hadn't expected a human to appear and block their path. They hadn't even started slaughtering the humans, but this human had dared to appear and block their demon army. This fellow's guts were truly boundless. You're quite bold to dare invade the human world. Since you've come, then don't run. Stay here for the rest of your lives, Xia Ping said coolly. He formed a seal with his hands, controlling the 8 stone steels in the air. They were the Mystic Moon Demon Sealing Steel and the Crimson Sun Demon Sealing Steel, medial-quality sage artifacts specially used to seal demons from the abyss. Immediately, the power of the Mystic Moon and the power of the Crimson Sun rose into the air. It was like the sun and the moon were in harmony. Yin and yang fused, forming the symbol of the Taiji symbol. It turned into a yin-yang fish that stretched across the air. A Taiji formation appeared in the air and pressed down. Charge out! The dark ghosts felt a chill in their hearts. They sensed that once the formation descended, they would die without a doubt. They would never be able to reincarnate. They could sense the power of a sage artifact within it. Immediately, they turned into dark ghosts. They were invisible, colorless, and odorless. They fled into the air, wanting to charge out of the barrier. Dong dong dong. But in the next second, they all crashed into the barrier. It was as if they had crashed into a steel wall. Clanging sounds rang out and they saw stars. Impossible! What kind of barrier is this? It can actually block the power of our dark ghosts? The dark ghosts couldn't believe their eyes. With their dark ghost bodies, they could come and go as they pleased. There were few things in the world that could stop them. But now they were blocked by the spirit formation space and were simply unable to escape. But how could these dark ghosts know the power of the Mystic Moon Demon Sealing Tombstone and the Crimson Sun Demon Sealing Tombstone? They were mid-quality holy artifacts created by the bright sun race and the radiant moon race to restrain the abyss demons. Even strange demons like the heavenly demons could be trapped. Although the dark ghost was extremely powerful, it was only on par with the heavenly demons. It was practically impossible for it to escape the sealing array formed by the Scarlet Sun Demon Sealing Tombstone and the Mystic Moon Demon Sealing Tombstone. Unless these dark ghosts advanced to the sage realm, their strength would undergo a complete transformation. But this group of dark ghosts did not have an expert of this level. Get out of the way, dark ghost. Watch us demons tear it apart. The demons roared in anger. There were tens of thousands of them, and they formed one body, forming a cone-shaped demon aura. It was like a sharp blade that could cut through anything. They also charged viciously at the spirit formation, trying to tear it apart. But it was of no use. When they collided with the spirit formation, all the demonic aura was instantly dispersed. Many of the demons were sent flying by the terrifying force, and they all fell back. Some of the weaker abyss demons vomited blood, their organs severely injured. Damn it, how can it be so tough? It's even comparable to a spatial barrier. You must be joking. How can a human control such an artifact? What do we do now? Are we trapped? The group of demons gritted their teeth. They knew that they were in trouble now, and their hearts sank. Trapped by this sealing array, they would be unable to escape even if they grew wings. This is the human race's holy artifact. It has boundless power, and is specially used to trap us demons. Some of the demons sensed that the 8 stone steels contained a demon sealing array. Clearly, it had been specially created by a saint-level expert to trap demons. Its expression was grave and unsightly. I already said that those humans are very treacherous. There must be humans from a high-level world who purposely threw out some weak humans to deceive our eyes and pretend to be weak, a dark ghost shouted. A dark ghost yelled, "You idiots won't listen to me. All of you want to charge through, but reality isn't that simple. I've suffered more than any of you have. Now, we've fallen into this shameless human's trap, and it's hard to say whether we'll live or die. You trash, if there's a next time, I definitely won't cooperate with you stupid demons. You're really harming others and yourself." It was so regretful that its intestines turned green. It knew that there was something fishy about this world, that people from a high-level human world might have appeared, and that there might be human experts hidden among them. It was very dangerous. But the combined strength of the demons and the dark ghost army had temporarily blinded its eyes, making it forget its vigilance. It thought that it could push its way through and easily exterminate these humans. In the end, it had fallen into the enemy's trap and was in a dilemma. It had underestimated the humans of this world. If it had known earlier, it would not have acted after gathering more information. Don't waste words. We've all fallen into a trap. If we keep fighting among ourselves, we're completely finished. Right now, we should work together to break this bullshit formation and eat those damned humans. The burning demon roared angrily, its killing intent boiling. You still want to cooperate? All of you can die. Expressionlessly, Xia Ping took out the third divine artifact, the Star Punishment Sword. He gripped the Star Punishment Sword and circulated the power of the stars in his body, guiding the energy of the stars in the sky and pouring it into the sword. Immediately, the sword slashed at the dark ghosts and demons. Rumble! Instantly, thousands of beams of starlight fell from the sky. Each beam contained a terrifying killing intent, enough to destroy stars and tear apart the void. The beams of starlight were like shooting stars. They looked incredibly beautiful, but they also exuded endless killing intent. Dong dong dong. In an instant, the countless demons on the ground did not even know what had happened. Their bodies were pierced by the beams of starlight, torn apart, and sliced into dozens of pieces. All of them were stunned. Before they died, their eyes were wide open, as if they didn't know how they had died, as if they couldn't believe that they had died so easily. It had to be known that they were demons born from hell. Their hands and feet were weapons, and their skin was armor. They were comparable to peerless spirit artifacts. Ordinary humans could not even think of cutting through their skin. But against these beams of starlight, they were all easily pierced through like brittle skin. Chapter 2064. Ha, foolish human, your so-called starlight is of no use against us dark ghosts. Although they had killed most of the demons, not many of the dark ghosts had been killed. Using their formless bodies, they had become incorporeal. The starlight passed through their bodies and struck elsewhere. The dark ghosts immediately grew smug. As expected, they were a race favored by the heavens. A weak race like the human race could not kill them. This was a natural counter to them. Human, you'd best release us now. Otherwise, if we find a flaw in this barrier, you're dead. Even your soul will be devoured by us. One of the dark ghosts roared angrily, threatening Xia Ping. All the dark ghosts unleashed their auras, and a sinister wind blew through the entire barrier. It was as if this place had turned into a boundless land of ghosts, pulling in all living creatures and devouring their souls. A bunch of idiots. Xia Ping shook his head. He took out another treasure from hell, the Hell Spear. His body immediately emanated a terrifying hell aura that filled the entire barrier. Fuck, this damned human has a treasure on him. He's gone too far. One of the dark ghosts turned green with fright. It had thought that this human would be impressive if he had 3 sage artifacts. It hadn't expected him to have a powerful treasure on him as well. No, that's not right. This isn't an ordinary treasure. It's the Hell Spear. It's the weapon of the legendary Hell Jailers. One of the dark ghosts shrieked. When they saw the Hell Spear in Xia Ping's hand, terror surged from the depths of their hearts. It was as if a distant memory had returned to them, and they began to tremble. What's going on? The Hell Spear? Didn't this weapon disappear long ago in ancient times? Why does it still exist in this world, and in the hands of this human? The dark ghosts were scared half to death. They had never imagined that this human would have such a weapon. This weapon was their greatest bane. Kill! Xia Ping didn't even look at it. He threw the Hell Spear down. With a thud, the Hell Spear stabbed into the ground, instantly causing the ground within a radius of several thousand kilometers to collapse. Dense cracks appeared everywhere, covering the ground like a spider web. When the Hell Spear stabbed into the ground, it seemed to sense the auras of the many dark ghosts. Countless characters of hell appeared on the spear, twisting like tadpoles. Buzz, in the next second, the Hell's runes condensed into rays of dark light that shot out in all directions. They covered the sky and covered the earth, practically covering the entire spirit formation space. No. Spare me, spare me. Spare my life, spare my life. I'm willing to serve you as my master. No, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. The nether ghosts were horrified. They fled in every direction, but it was useless. They could not escape from the barrier, and the streaks of dark light were simply too fast. Dong dong dong. After a few breaths of time, all the nether ghosts had been completely annihilated regardless of their strengths. At this moment, all the nether ghosts and demons had been killed. Not a single one was spared. The Hell Spear is truly powerful. It seems like it really is the bane of nether ghosts and demons. Xia Ping could sense that this Hell Spear contained a powerful and mysterious energy that was specifically designed to suppress nether ghosts. Moreover, after killing all the demons and nether ghosts, it instantly absorbed their blood and the soul energy of the nether ghosts. It seemed to glow with red light, and its aura seemed to grow stronger bit by bit. Clearly, devouring the blood and souls of these demons and ghosts was greatly beneficial to the Hell Spear. Whoosh, Xia Ping made a grabbing motion, and a devouring power appeared in the depths of the void. It devoured all the soul energy left behind by the dead nether ghosts and demons and quickly condensed them into soul crystals. This is just a drop in the bucket. It looks like I'll have to enter the Hell Realm to obtain enough soul energy to unseal the reincarnation brush. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. He sighed at how little soul energy there was. In the past, he would have needed to find a temporary passageway to enter the Hell Realm. But now that he had reached the Lightning Tribulation Realm, he no longer needed to do that. He could directly use the 9 existing spatial passageways to kill his way in. If any nether ghosts dared to stop him, he would kill them all. This was the change that came with growing stronger. He no longer needed to worry too much. But after entering the Hell Realm, I should first upgrade Green Sun City's defensive formations. Otherwise, if all these humans are killed when I return, it will be a bit troublesome. Xia Ping wanted to upgrade Green Sun City's 3 great restrictive formations. At the very least, they could resist Lightning Tribulation Realm nether ghosts. Previously, he had been too weak, and the formations he had set up could only resist Golden Core nether ghosts. But things were different now. The restrictive formations he had set up could completely resist nether ghosts and demons at the peak of the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Several days later, Xia Ping had finally finished upgrading Green Sun City's 3 great restrictive formations. First was the Demonic Abyssal Illusion Array. He had upgraded it to an Abyssal Illusion Array. It had fused his true insight of illusions with it, and the power of illusions had been greatly improved. Even nether ghosts and demons at the peak of the Lightning Tribulation Realm would fall into a boundless illusion if they entered it. It was as if they had entered an abyssal world, unable to extricate themselves. Next was the Pure Yang Evil Punisher Array, which had been upgraded to the Golden Crow Evil Punisher Array. This array had been infused with the flames of the Golden Crow of Hell. Once it erupted, the flames of the Golden Crow of Hell would fill the entire city. Those demons that entered would immediately be burned to death and turned to ash. Moreover, the entire city was filled with a thick aura of pure yang. It was already impossible for those nether ghosts to take over the bodies of humans. Even the slightest bit of pure yin energy would be ignited and burned to death. Finally, there was the Earth Black Tortoise Array. He had also upgraded this array formation. It absorbed the energy of the Earth dimension and formed the power of the ancient divine tortoise's shell. Even if the allied army of demons and nether ghosts attacked a few more times, it would be able to hold out for 3 months without being breached. After doing all this, Xia Ping left with a peace of mind. Is this the passageway to the Hell Realm? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes and once again headed for the mountain where the faceless Ghost King had been. A huge dark spatial passageway had appeared at the top of the mountain. It seemed to be more than 10 times larger than before. From afar, it looked like a giant beast of darkness that could devour everything. When he had first seen this black hole, he had felt his heart palpitate and a sense of death. He absolutely could not enter it. At the same time, he had also sensed countless nether ghosts and demons baring their fangs and claws in the depths of the hole. But it was different now. Although the aura that was emanating from this place was still very terrifying, it was no longer a threat to him. Whoosh! Chapter 2065. When Xia Ping entered the spatial passageway, his divine senses immediately sensed that the surrounding space seemed to be distorted. It was like a worm that was constantly wriggling. From time to time, terrifying spatial cracks would appear. Once one fell into the spatial crack, even a sage would be torn to pieces. It was as though they would fall into an indescribable place where no living creature could survive. Moreover, the passageway seemed to be extremely fragile. If a strong aura disturbed the passageway, countless spatial cracks would immediately appear. If a sage wanted to pass through the passageway, it would probably cause the passageway to collapse immediately. The sage would be buried in the cracks and fall into an endless abyss. This spatial passageway didn't strengthen permanently, but temporarily. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He sensed that there were restrictive formations set up in this passage, temporarily reinforcing it so that it could allow Thunder Retribution Realm experts to pass through. It was no wonder that so many Thunder Tribulation Realm demons and dark ghosts had suddenly appeared in the Qingyang Mystery Dimension. It wasn't because the passageway had expanded. Instead, the demons had used other means to temporarily teleport the demons and dark ghosts over. However, once the time passed, the restrictive arrays would lose their power and the passageway would return to its original state. It could only accommodate Golden Core Realm demons. However, these demons who were the vanguard probably didn't expect that they would die in this place, never to return to the Hell World. They had originally thought that they were here to conquer this world and capture humans. In other words, if I destroy these restrictive arrays, high-level demons won't be able to enter the Qingyang Mystery Dimension from this passageway temporarily. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. However, this spatial passageway didn't recognize anyone. Although it could prevent high-level demons from entering the Qingyang Mystery Dimension, it could also prevent human cultivators above the returning nature realm from entering the Hell World. The two were interconnected and treated equally. However, he wasn't worried about that. He had the formless mask that could perfectly conceal his aura. It wouldn't leak out and destroy the spatial passageway. There's no hurry. Let's enter the Hell World first. Xia Ping wasn't in a hurry to destroy the restrictive arrays of the passageway. He had his own means. After all, even Thunder Tribulation Realm demons wouldn't be able to pose any threat to the humans in the Qingyang Mystery Dimension. On the contrary, such restrictive arrays would make it easier for him to enter. Swoosh! In a flash, he immediately traversed the spatial passageway. Before long, he reached the end of the spatial passageway. Is this the infernal realm? Xia Ping immediately left the spatial passageway and stepped on the ground. The ground was blood-colored soil, and he was surrounded by a boundless blood-colored plain. It was extremely desolate, and there seemed to be no weeds growing in it. The entire sky was shrouded in dark clouds, and Devil Chi was tumbling. Only a faint blood-red light shone out from the clouds. Some places were not shrouded by the light, and it was so dark that one could not even see their own fingers. At the same time, the air was filled with death, evil, darkness, and other energies. It was like a land of death. If ordinary people entered this world, their life force would slowly weaken. This was not a place where living beings could stay for long. But for Xia Ping, he felt as if he had returned home. All the cells in his body were boiling, and his blood was boiling, greedily devouring the smell of sulfur in the air. Wave after wave of energy that belonged to hell surged into his body. The cells of the golden crow of hell seemed to be stimulated, awakening one after another. The power in his body was growing bit by bit. Just then, a voice rang out. "Ha, brother, you've returned from that lowly human world so quickly. Did you capture any humans?" Xia Ping looked in the direction of the voice and immediately saw a group of demons running over. They seemed to have sensed the commotion in the spatial passageway. These demons were probably the guards left behind in the spatial passageway. They were responsible for guarding this place. No, that's not right. This is a human. Some of the demons saw Xia Ping and sensed his aura. Their expressions changed drastically. How is this possible? A human actually entered our infernal realm. He must have a death wish. What's going on? Why is this human in this place? Was he captured and brought here? But there are no demons or dark ghosts around him. Could it be that he accidentally came in? But that's not right. There should be demons guarding the other side of the passageway. This human can't possibly pass through the defenses there. No matter what's going on, we just have to capture him and interrogate him. Hee, so this is the legendary human. This is the first time I've seen one. I really want to taste what a human tastes like. It's said that only nobles have the right to eat humans. This is a high-grade ingredient. Many demons looked at Xia Ping mockingly like wolves and tigers, as though they were looking at their prey. True dispelling illusion technique. Xia Ping looked over. With a boom, a huge illusion barrier enveloped a radius of 10 million kilometers, trapping all the demons and causing them to fall into an illusion. These demons were weak. The strongest was only at the Dharma characteristic realm. Most of them were only at the Golden Core realm. After all, most of the elites had entered the Qinyang mystic realm through the spatial passageway. Those left behind were the remnants. Immediately, all the demons from Infernal Realm were dumbfounded as they fell into the illusion. They felt as though they had suddenly appeared in another place while the human in front of them had disappeared. I want to ask about the situation in Infernal Realm. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. As the saying went, know yourself and know your enemy. Only then could you emerge victorious. He first wanted to ask these demons about the situation in Infernal Realm. He wanted to understand the situation before making his next move. Facing his interrogation, the demons in the illusion completely treated Xia Ping as their leader and were extremely respectful. What is this place? Xia Ping asked. Lord, this is the Flaming Hell's rock territory. A fiendish demon replied. Flaming Hell? What does that mean? Are there many hells? Xia Ping squinted his eyes. Of course. The demon said matter-of-factly, the fiery hell is just a low-level hell world. There are billions of small planes like the fiery hell, as numerous as the sands of the universe. The rock territory is ruled by the great rock overlord. There are billions of demons here. There are only 9 great overlords like the rock overlord in the entire flaming hell. According to the demon's introduction, the so-called overlord was the master of a region. It was like a kingdom. Every overlord was at least at the immortal realm. They were like sages. Moreover, there were 9 such overlords in flaming hell. There's such a thing? Xia Ping's eyes lit up. Flaming hell was only a small world in Infernal Realm. There were countless similar worlds, but there were 9 immortal sage-level overlords in such a small world. Chapter 2066. Xia Ping continued to ask. He also obtained a lot of useful information from this demon. For example, there were only 2 ways to go from fiery hell to other planes. The first was to use the spatial passage. It was said to be a remnant of the primordial era. It was the only spatial passage that connected to the outside world. However, this passage was jointly controlled by the 9 great lords. No one could use it easily. The second way was to leave fiery hell and enter the void to reach another plane. The problem was that hell monsoons blew everywhere in the depths of the void. This was one of the most terrifying natural disasters in fiery hell. Even sage-rank demons would perish if they were hit by hell monsoons. Ordinary demons and dark ghosts were even worse. They would die for sure if they dared to enter the void. For example, although fiery hell had 9 lords, they did not have a good relationship with each other. They often fought over territory and resources. The demon troops under them also frequently engaged in battles to the death. Fighting was the nature of demons. Moreover, they could devour each other to grow stronger. This gave them even more reason to fight. If they could defeat another lord, that lord's strength would probably skyrocket and become a true overlord of fiery hell. Unfortunately, the 9 great lords kept each other busy. No one could do anything to the other. After all, after reaching immortal rank, even if there was a difference in fighting strength, it was difficult to kill the other. Only when one's strength reached a certain level could they do so. Interesting. Wars often break out? Hearing that, Xia Ping rubbed his chin. He had entered fiery hell to kill many demons and dark ghosts, devour their soul energy and unseal the samsara brush. If fiery hell had been peaceful for a long time, it would not be easy. However, If wars broke out frequently, no one would know how many demons and dark ghosts died. Of course, if too many died, it would also attract the attention of the lords. That's right, I need to find a way to kill all these fiendish demons without alerting the territorial lords. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He looked at the fiendish demons around him and immediately thought of an idea. He could not travel in fiery hell with his human body. He had to transform into a demon and blend into this world. That way, other devils would not discover his identity. Also, if he used the identity of a demon, he could join any of the lord's camps. He could join the army and become a soldier, fighting against other demons legally. In war, he could also devour soul energy as much as he wanted. Other demons would not suspect anything. This was just and honorable behavior. He was not worried that he could not join any of the Lord's armies. In fiery hell, discipline was very lax. There was no such thing as a census. There was no such thing as a census. There was no such thing as a census. At the same time, wars often broke out in the infernal realm, resulting in countless deaths and injuries. As a result, they had a great desire for excellent soldiers. Simply put, they desired large numbers of cannon fodder. They would not refuse any demons or dark ghosts joining them. Rumble. Thinking of this, Xia Ping immediately activated the faceless mask and turned into a demon. He immediately turned into a burning demon. He was 5 meters tall and had a pair of wings on his back. The muscles all over his body seemed to be made of black rocks. Between every muscle and rock there was a flame burning, as if there was dark golden lava flowing, emitting a terrifying heat. Anyone could tell that this burning devil was not simple at all. There was terrifying power contained within him. In the infernal realm, keeping a low profile was not a virtue, but a flaw. Once they were weak, they would be eaten by other fiendish demons. They had to be able to bare their fangs at any time to threaten other fiendish demons. Not bad. Xia Ping was very satisfied. If he turned into a burning devil, no demon would be able to tell his identity. He could walk freely in the hell world, and he would not have to worry about being exposed. Right? Head to Rock City and join the Rock Territory's army. He decided to join the Rock Lord. In any case, this place was the closest to him, so it would be the same to join any overlord. Rock City was a super city where the Rock Overlord resided. Countless demons lived in this city, and a large number of demons who desired to make a name for themselves would head to Rock City. Voila! However, before he left, Xia Ping also looted all the treasures on the fiendish demons. He took away all their space rings and all their wealth. In this hell world, the only currency was the dark stone. All the dark ghosts and fiendish demons could use it. After looting the space rings of the thousands of fiendish demons, he had obtained a total of 100,000 dark stones, as well as many other ores and materials that could only be found in the hell world. Alright, let's go. After Xia Ping had looted the fiendish demons, he dusted his hands and left, satisfied. He had no intention of killing all the fiendish demons. After all, it was better not to have anything strange happen near this passageway. Otherwise, the Rock Overlord would definitely notice. There was no need to alert the enemy now. Boom. 10 minutes after Xia Ping left, the fiendish demon soldiers finally woke up one by one. Strange, where's the human? Where did that human go? Some of the fiendish demon soldiers felt a little confused. They had clearly seen a human appear in this world, but he had disappeared in the blink of an eye. It must have been a hallucination. It must have been a hallucination. This is the fiery hell. How could a puny human enter? Some of the fiendish demon soldiers thought it was a hallucination. The other fiendish demon soldiers nodded in agreement. If a human had really appeared, there was no way they would not have discovered him. It was also impossible for him to have disappeared for no reason. Moreover, the hell world was not a place that humans could enter. Once they entered, their bodies would be corroded by the power of hell and their vitality would be weakened. Wait, my space ring, my dark stone. Which son of a bitch stole my dark stone? Get out immediately. At this moment, another fiendish demon soldier let out a shrill cry. It was a heart-wrenching cry. Oh my God, my dark stone is gone too. Which damned bastard is so wicked? That's the wealth that I've painstakingly accumulated over the years. My goal was to return to Rock City and have fun. It's gone. Not a single cent is left now. Catch him. Catch that thief immediately. Catch him and chop him into pieces. Fuck, he dares to steal from the army. That thief is really audacious. I definitely won't let him off. We have to find that bitch thief even if we have to dig 3 feet underground. We definitely can't let him get away. Many of the fiendish demon soldiers screamed at the top of their lungs in grief. The wealth that they had painstakingly accumulated over the years was gone in an instant. They could not accept it at all. Chapter 2067. A day later, in Rock City. Xia Ping finally arrived at Rock City after a long and arduous journey. It had to be said that although Fiery Hell was a small plane, its surface area was huge. It was equivalent to the surface area of 10 suns. For humans, it was vast and boundless, easily spanning hundreds of millions of kilometers. Fortunately, he had advanced to the lightning tribulation realm and could fly extremely fast. He also had the stars by his side. Otherwise, it would take him a few months to travel in this world. Along the way, he realized that infernal hell was really desolate. There were rocks, deserts, and mountains everywhere. Rivers and forests were very rare. Moreover, the colors were very monotonous. There were only blood red, black, gray, and so on. Green was relatively rare. The air was filled with the smell of sulfur, and there were scenes of volcanic eruptions everywhere. Of course, it was not that there were no plants. However, every plant had extremely tenacious vitality and posed a threat. They were like plant demons that were extremely lethal. To the demons in this world, every plant was a predator that could not be easily approached or provoked. This is Rock City. Xia Ping raised his head and looked at a huge city that had suddenly appeared in the distance. It was extremely majestic. The city walls spanned thousands of kilometers and were hundreds of meters tall. It was as majestic as a mountain. Along the way, there were also many demons from infernal hell entering and exiting the city. The scene looked no different from an ordinary human world. The city walls seemed to be made of infernal hell's famous black demon rock. Not only was it extremely tough, but it also had the ability to devour the power of demons. If an ordinary fiendish demon's attack landed on such a rock, the impact would be weakened by at least 50%. Even an army of demons would find it extremely difficult to break through the city walls. There were also dense cracks on the city walls, and there seemed to be traces of blood. The place was filled with the aura of death, ferocity, and other things, making one shudder. It was like a wall of death. It was obvious that this city had experienced countless battles. Stop! Just as Xia Ping approached the city gates, a demon soldier at the side shouted and stopped Xia Ping. Burning demon, if you want to enter Rock City, you have to pay the entrance fee. Entrance fee? How much? It's my first time in the city, so I don't know the rules. Xia Ping touched his head and said with a simple and honest face. First time in the city? The fiendish demon soldier and the other soldiers looked at each other, as if they could see each other's treachery. It was as if they wanted to take the opportunity to extort money from this fiendish demon that knew nothing. It immediately said, I see, then you need to pay. Before it could finish speaking, Xia Ping took out a pile of underworld stones, which fell to the ground with a clatter. There were at least 1,000 underworld stones, and they immediately emitted dense underworld energy, causing the demons' hearts to tremble. Many fiendish demons who were queuing up to enter the city also looked over at the same time, their eyes filled with greed. As the saying goes, don't show off your wealth. Even in the human world with rules, showing off one's wealth would attract the attention of many criminals. Not to mention that this was the hellish world, where the law of the jungle was lawless and the strong preyed on the weak. This attracted the attention of many demons, and all of them were eyeing him covetously. Is this enough? Xia Ping said carelessly, not caring about the greedy eyes of these demons. Enough, enough, it's completely enough. The fiendish demon soldier's eyes were green. He had never seen so many underworld stones stacked together. 1,000 underworld stones was equivalent to his annual salary. He had only wanted to extort 10 underworld stones, but he didn't expect this blockhead to take out 1,000 underworld stones at once. This was simply a child of wealth. He had never seen such a stupid demon before. The fiendish demon soldier bee's eyes lit up. Burning demon, where did you get so many underworld stones? I picked them up. Xia Ping said honestly, I happened to encounter a group of fiendish demons fighting, and they all died. I took a large pile of underworld stones from them, as well as quite a few treasures. What a lucky bastard! The fiendish demon soldiers at the side were so jealous that their intestines turned green. Why didn't they encounter such a good thing? He had casually picked up so many underworld stones, he had basically become rich overnight. They couldn't earn so much even if they worked themselves to death. Demons were really infuriating. Moreover, this guy was so rich. He definitely had more than 1,000 underworld stones on him. Otherwise, how could he have paid so much to enter the city? How dare you, thief! At this moment, the fiendish demon soldier bee shouted, the dead fiendish demons you met earlier were the elite soldiers of our rock city. You actually dared to plunder their treasures. This is a violation of the rules of Rock City. Now, immediately, hand over all your treasures. Otherwise, we will arrest you and lock you up in the prison of Rock City. If you dare to resist, you can be killed on the spot. A strong murderous aura emanated from his body. The other fiendish demon soldier's eyes flickered. They seemed to understand what their comrade was thinking. He wanted to take this opportunity to take all the treasures from this demon who had entered the city for the first time. Anyway, this guy didn't have any background. Even if they bullied this guy, no fiendish demons would stand up for him. The other fiendish demons in the queue shook their heads. This burning demon was a fool. He dared to expose his wealth in this dangerous hell world. Wasn't he courting death? Now that he had aroused the greed of these cruel soldiers, it would be hard for him not to die. Xia Ping waved his hand and collected the thousands of death stones on the ground. Burning demon, what are you trying to do? The fiendish demon soldier shouted. Seeing the thousands of death stones disappear, he panicked. I didn't expect it to be so troublesome to enter the city. I even have to pay so many death stones. Forget it, I won't enter the city. It's the same elsewhere. Xia Ping waved his hand and wanted to leave. Bullshit. You've committed a crime and you still want to leave? Do you think Rock City is your home? You can come and go as you please. Stop immediately and surrender. Otherwise, we will kill you. A group of fiendish demon soldiers surrounded Xia Ping with murderous aura. They sealed off Xia Ping's escape routes. This guy had a huge amount of money on him. He was a walking treasure vault. Killing this guy would give them a huge amount of treasures. They would not let such a fat sheep leave just like that. Why do you want to kill me? You're saying that I've committed a crime? I didn't do anything wrong. Xia Ping said honestly. Shut up. If I say you've committed a crime, you've committed a crime. How dare you talk back? Go to hell. Chapter 2068. In an instant, 5 or 6 soldiers stabbed with spears at lightning speed. The sound of air being pierced was heard, as if they had pierced through the area. The surrounding demons shook their heads. They thought that the burning demon was dead for sure. There would be holes all over its body and it would bleed profusely. Dong dong dong. At that moment, one spear after another bombarded Xia Ping's body. They were instantly shattered by a powerful force. It was as if they had bombarded an impenetrable wall. Instantly, the spears broke one by one and were turned into a pile of scrap metal. Impossible! The soldiers stared with their eyes wide open in disbelief. They thought that they could easily kill the burning demon by working together and then kill it. They didn't expect that they couldn't even break through its defense. What are you doing? Are you trying to tickle me? Xia Ping had a confused look on his face, as if he had no idea what the demon soldiers had just done. Bastard, you look down on demons. What's with that look? Our full power attack was only enough to tickle him. How much more does this bastard want to humiliate us before he stops? Damn you, big idiot. You think you can be so arrogant just because your defense is strong? I don't believe I can't kill you. Everyone, let's attack together. Set up a formation and stab it to death. Tear its body into pieces. Kill, kill, kill. I'm going to tear this bastard into 1,000,000 pieces. The soldiers were enraged. They felt like they were being humiliated by the burning demon in front of them. The look in its eyes was clearly looking down on their strength. Their full power attack couldn't even break through the burning demon's defense. If this got out, how could they keep a foothold in Rock City? In the world of demons, strength was everything. If people thought that they weren't strong enough, they would be done for. They wouldn't be promoted or valued. The soldiers charged forward and used all kinds of techniques. Terrifying demonic energy exploded from their bodies, forming huge waves that crashed towards Xiaoping. It seemed like they were going to drown everything. Xiaoping waved his hand lightly, as if he was swatting a fly. He slapped the demonic energy. The soldiers didn't know what had happened. They were flying back at the same speed as they charged at him. At the same time, they screamed in pain. Bang! One by one, the demon soldiers were slapped onto the city walls like flies. Immediately, there was a loud sound, and their bodies were also shaken into meat paste, dying without a complete corpse. The originally solid city wall seemed to have slight cracks at this moment. Many of the fiendish demons at the side were dumbfounded. They had not expected such a thing to happen. With just a single palm strike, these elite soldiers were smashed to death. They were turned into meat paste and could not even struggle. I'm sorry, I didn't expect these soldiers to be so weak. They died with just a little pat. But they wanted to kill me, so I had no choice but to kill them. I patted them, so I guess I'm not guilty. Xiaoping scratched his head with an honest look on his face. Not guilty? Innocent my ass. How dare you kill my Rock City soldiers and kill a demon in front of everyone? You're dead meat. No one in the world can save you. One of the demon soldiers shrieked in anger. It had been a long time since something like this had happened. Soldiers had actually been killed on the spot by magical beasts in front of the city walls. This was an unprecedented vicious incident. This was challenging the dignity of the Rock City overlord. This was unforgivable. More importantly, these soldiers could not even take down this damned stupid burning demon. This was a huge humiliation that could not be tolerated. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! There are demons causing trouble at the city gates. A demon soldier at the side yelled and called for his friends. He even sounded the alarm, indicating that there were enemies trying to cause trouble in Rock City and kill a demon in front of everyone. Whoosh! In an instant, the entire city gates shook. Troops of elite demon soldiers flew in from all directions. They heard the alarm and surrounded the city without stopping. Damn it, this burning demon is in big trouble. He actually alerted the city guards. This burning demon is dead meat. Not good. Retreat, retreat immediately. If the city guards are mobilized, there will be nothing left. We can't stay at the side, or we will be implicated. We might even be treated as accomplices. The expressions of the surrounding demons changed. They did not dare to stay in front of the city gates and quickly fled in all directions. They did not want to enter the battlefield and be treated as accomplices of the burning demon. Then this would definitely be an undeserved disaster. What kind of demon is so daring to cause trouble at the city gates of Rock City? He's asking for death. In the distance, an 8-meter-tall horned bull demon wielded a giant axe and wore black armor. It charged over aggressively. It was a high-ranking general of Rock City and had a large troop behind him. After hearing the alarm, it rushed over immediately. Its eyes were wide open as it breathed out hot air. Reporting to Lord Commander, it is this burning devil. I suspect that it is a spy from another territory, so I took action to capture it and interrogate it. I never expected that it would resist so stubbornly, even going so far as to attack and kill several of our brothers. One of the demon soldiers immediately complained, "Lord Commander, you must capture this evil thief and punish him harshly, so that the souls of our brothers in heaven can be comforted." Scoundrel, you dare to be so arrogant even though you're a spy? Your guts are boundless. Brothers, let's attack together and chop this burning devil to death. The ox-horned devil roared angrily. Wielding his giant axe, he charged forward. An axe shadow struck down from the sky. It was as if the ground was being split in half. It was extremely heavy and had a mountain-splitting aura. The other demon soldiers were also filled with murderous intent and were furious. No matter whether this burning demon was right or wrong, killing soldiers at the city gates was an unforgivable crime in Rock City. Rumble, instantly, squads of soldiers moved out, wielding huge axes as they charged towards Xiaoping. Terrifying demonic energy formed a grand formation, crushing down on the space, sealing it. It was as if the space within 1,000 li was being crushed by this mysterious pressure. Xiaoping gently raised his hand and slapped his palm on top of the axe shadow. Just like the heavenly king holding up a pagoda, this giant axe was lifted up, supporting this piece of heaven and earth. The powerful force permeated his entire body, but it was instantly diverted by him to the ground beneath his feet. In an instant, a huge crater appeared in the ground around him, and countless cracks appeared in the surroundings. What? Chapter 2069. Walalets. But before the ox-horned demon could recover from his shock, Xiaoping, who blocked the axe, immediately emitted a ball of flames that spread in all directions. With his body as the center, everything within 1,000 miles was instantly surrounded by a sea of flames. What's going on? What kind of flame is this? Damn it, retreat, retreat. This isn't an ordinary flame. We can't fight it head-on. No, we can't retreat. This damned flame can't be extinguished. Run, hurry up and run. Save me, save me. Come and save me. The demonic beast soldiers were initially ferocious, but a ball of flames covered the sky and earth. In an instant, the formation they had formed was torn apart, and all the demonic chi was burned to ashes. At the same time, the flames solidified. As if they had a life of their own, they pounced on the demon soldiers. Immediately, the group of fiendish demon soldiers let out shrill cries as their bodies were engulfed in flames. The terrifying flames quickly spread to their bodies and started to burn. In an instant, many fiend demon soldiers were burned to ashes. The ground was also surrounded by lava. Terrifying rivers of flames appeared and tore the ground apart. Occasionally, lava would erupt from the depths of the ground and the temperature rose rapidly. My God, why is this burning demon so terrifying? What kind of flame is this? Why can't it be extinguished? Hurry up and retreat. Otherwise, if the flames touch us, we will definitely follow in the footsteps of those soldiers. This burning demon isn't simple. It must be a terrifying big demon. These soldiers have kicked an iron board. Many of the demons were scared half to death. They were glad that they had retreated in time. Otherwise, if they were in the middle of the battle, they would definitely die. Stop, damned burning demon. How dare you kill my Rock City soldiers? This is an unforgivable sin. I will definitely kill you and tear you to pieces. Tear you to pieces. Seeing this, the ox-horned demon's eyes were popping out of their sockets. He was so angry that he almost died. The soldiers were burned to death like weeds. They couldn't even struggle. His heart was bleeding. Because these demon soldiers were his elite subordinates, they were his trusted subordinates. Now that they were burned to death by the burning demon, who knew how long it would take to make up for it? One could imagine how angry he was. Boom, as soon as it finished speaking, it held the giant axe in its hand and chopped down from the sky. Terrifying demonic energy gathered on the giant axe. A frightening black light came from the sky, as if it wanted to split the sky in half. This kind of aura was terrifying, shaking the ground to the point of cracking. Kacha kacha, it was as if even the air had frozen, turning the ground into a vacuum. Xiaoping lightly flicked his finger, and a stream of flames instantly shot out. The flames contained countless infernal golden crow runes, which were dark gold in color. It tore through the void, and its speed was so fast that even divine sense couldn't detect it. In the air, the cold black light was immediately shattered and easily pierced through the axe. Next, the horned ox devil's armor and its huge body were pierced through, leaving a huge hole in its chest. As the flames burned, the giant axe and the armor were quickly devoured by the flames. In just a few breaths of time, they were melted into molten iron that flowed onto the ground. No, impossible. I'm a demon general. How can I be killed by a small burning demon? This is impossible. I can't accept this, I can't accept this. The horned ox devil was shocked. Its body was still in the air, but when it looked down at its huge body, its chest had been pierced by a wisp of flame. There was a huge bloody hole, and even its heart was pierced. It felt its life force quickly disappearing. It didn't expect that it would be killed by a burning demon, and so easily at that. Bang. But no matter how unwilling it was, how angry it was, it couldn't avoid death. Its huge body fell from the sky, smashing a huge hole in the ground and stirring up a lot of dust. The horned ox devil fell to the ground, its eyes wide open. There seemed to be unwillingness, anger, doubt, and a bit of fear in them. It died with its eyes wide open. You actually killed Lord Horned Ox Devil? The remaining fiendish demon soldiers looked at Xia Ping in horror, as if they couldn't believe that the burning demon soldier before them was so powerful and daring. The few demon soldiers who wanted to extort money from Xia Ping were scared half to death. They couldn't stop trembling. They knew that they had kicked an iron plate this time. Is it dead? I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was so weak. If I had known, I would have been gentler. But shouldn't the demons in the city be very powerful? Why is it like this? It doesn't make sense at all. Xia Ping looked apologetic. It was his mistake. He didn't expect the horned ox devil to be so weak. It couldn't even take one attack from him and was killed just like that. This bastard! The demon soldiers were trembling with anger. They wanted to punch the shameless burning demon in the face. These words were too humiliating to demons. What did he mean by he didn't expect it to be so weak and wanted to be gentler? How much did he look down on the demons of Rock City? As a demon, the most unbearable thing was to be seen as weak. It was the greatest insult. Being powerful was the only value of a demon. Burning demon, you've got guts. How dare you look down on the demons of Rock City? I can't pretend I didn't hear that. With a boom, a huge figure appeared in the air. It looked like a huge lion with wings on its back. It was covered in black fur, sharp claws, and fangs. As soon as it appeared, a terrifying demonic aura suppressed the entire place. Countless demons trembled in fear. The stones on the ground shook as if there was a magnitude 9 earthquake. Lord Commander! The demon soldiers were scared to death when they saw the demon. They all knelt on the ground to show their respect. The demon was the commander of Rock City, the Black Lion Demon. He was also one of the 9 commanders who led the demon soldiers of Rock City. He had the authority of millions of demons. With one command, countless demons would be beheaded. Of course, as a commander, the demons weren't afraid of his authority. More importantly, he was strong. He was at the peak of the tribulation lightning level. He was just one step away from the undying Lord level. Just this commander alone could easily slaughter all the demons here dozens of times. He wouldn't even have time to breathe. Chapter 2070. Lord Commander. Seeing the Black Lion Demon appear, the soldier from before immediately shouted, "This burning demon has committed murder in our Rock City. He has killed a large number of soldiers. Even the bullhorn demon was killed by him. He has committed a heinous crime. I hope that Lord Commander can punish this lawless villain." "That's right, Lord Commander. I hope that you can kill this demon and avenge our brothers." Soldier B also cried out, tears rolling down his face. "Shut up." The Black Lion Demon shouted angrily, "Do you think I don't know what just happened? If you hadn't been greedy and tried to take bribes, this wouldn't have happened. It's because of what you've done that you've caused so much trouble and caused the deaths of so many Rock City soldiers. All of you deserve to die and must be executed." It had long been able to see through the minutest details and see through everything. It knew what these soldiers were doing. The expressions of the fiend demon soldiers changed drastically when they sensed the terrifying killing intent from the Black Lion Demon. Without saying a word, They immediately fled in all directions in an attempt to escape. Ridiculous. The Black Lion demon laughed coldly and slammed his claw down from the sky. With a loud bang, the soldiers let out blood-curdling screams. Their bodies exploded and turned into meat paste. A huge crater appeared on the ground. When the surrounding demons saw this scene, their hairs stood on their ends. As expected of the legendary demon leader who ruled over billions of peerless experts. Those demon soldiers couldn't even withstand a single blow and were crushed to death with a single swipe of his claws. I was just cleaning up. I wanted to tell you that Rock City has its rules. If you do something wrong, you must die. No matter who you are, no matter who you are. The Black Lion demon looked down at Xia Ping. Although this matter was caused by a few useless soldiers of our Rock City, your actions have also violated the rules of Rock City. You have killed our soldiers and even the bullhorn demon. You have committed an unforgivable crime. Don't blame me. Today you must die too. A terrifying killing intent emanated from his body. The entire sky was shrouded by dark clouds. Demonic chi filled the sky and everything within millions of kilometers was shaking. The air was filled with an oppressive aura, making it hard for the fiendish demons to breathe. Black Lion Death Claw. In the blink of an eye, the Black Lion Devil made its move. Its aura suddenly increased by several times as it swung its claws towards Xia Ping in midair. Immediately, a dark formation was formed. It gathered the demonic aura within thousands of kilometers and quickly turned into a giant dark claw. It was surrounded by dense demonic runes that were engraved on it like earthworms. The giant dark claw emitted a terrifying cold light. It was extremely sharp and indestructible. It even emitted the aura of darkness, death, nirvana, and other auras. It had infinite destructive power. Back then, it had relied on this claw to flatten a city and kill countless demons. It had the power to move mountains and fill up seas. Lion Death Claw. In the blink of an eye, the claw slammed into Xia Ping's body as if it was going to crush a planet. Of Bei Ming Protection Technique. Bei, Lin Demon Yang Yang Commander. Xiao 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 of Lion Demon Black Dragon Commander. Xia Dragon Yang Lion King Technique, Black Commander. When the claw landed on his body, it was as if it had landed on the surface of the sea. All of the attack power was swallowed up completely. The ground he was standing on was also affected by the aftershock of the power, instantly collapsing. A pile of dust flew into the air, surrounding a radius of several hundred miles, and yellow sand filled the sky. Foolish burning devil. You actually dared to come cause trouble, and you're so unlucky to meet me, the Black Lion Devil. Consider yourself unlucky. Originally, if I hadn't appeared, you might have had the chance to slaughter everyone. But now that chance is gone. Just like that, you shall perish in this world. The Black Lion demon held his head high and puffed out his chest. His face was filled with pride, as if killing this little burning demon was just a small matter, as easy as blowing off dust. It even felt like it was making a mountain out of a molehill. Killing a little burning demon made it use such a powerful god art. Wasn't this like killing a chicken with a butcher's knife? Many of the fiendish demons looked at the Black Lion demon in admiration. As expected of the renowned Lord Commander. His strength was truly extraordinary and not just for show. Lord Commander, but that burning devil isn't dead yet. At this moment, a fiendish demon cautiously reminded. At this moment, the yellow sand disappeared, and Xia Ping was still standing on the ground. The land he was standing on was undamaged, and it was well protected. However, the nearby land had collapsed, and the land he was standing on seemed to have turned into a mountain. What? He wasn't dead? He really wasn't dead. He was even alive and well. The Black Lion demon was so scared that his eyeballs almost popped out. He looked down and saw that the burning devil was still standing there unharmed. He seemed to be looking at him with a confused expression, as if he didn't know what had just happened. Fuck, what was wrong with this burning devil? He was forcefully hit by my Black Lion Death Claw, and he was completely fine. He looked confused. Was he still a demon? Or did my attack just miss and not hit this guy at all? However, as the leader of the fiendish demons, It couldn't possibly show any signs of shock. It maintained its calm demeanor and said, "Hee hee, burning demon, it seems that you have some ability. You were actually able to block an attack that I used less than 10% of my strength. You can be proud of yourself and become famous in the fiery hell." 10% of his power. The fiendish demons were even more impressed. That terrifying attack just now was only 10% of their Lord Commander's power. If he used 100% of his power, wouldn't he go to heaven? Was this the power of a leader who led billions of fiendish demons? As expected, it wasn't something these little fiendish demons could imagine. Only 10% of his power? I see. That scared me to death. I thought a demon was playing a joke on me. After all, I didn't feel anything from that attack. My skin wasn't even broken. Xia Ping said honestly and reached out to touch his head. Hearing this, the black lion demon's face turned green with anger. Luckily, his face was black. Otherwise, if the fiendish demons found out, he would be in trouble. At this moment, he was so angry he had internal injuries. This damned burning devil was so arrogant. He even said that he used all his power just now to greet him. His skin wasn't even broken. If he didn't beat this burning devil half to death, he would lose all his face as the leader of Rock City. You sure talk big. The black lion demon was so angry that he laughed. I was just using a small trick just now. But it will be different now. When I use my full power, you will die miserably and cry rhythmically. Chapter 2071. The Sky Lion Hell King Fist. The black lion devil angrily roared. This time, it decided to use its most powerful divine ability. It wanted to kill this hateful burning devil in one strike. It definitely couldn't let it live past the second strike. Only then could it preserve its reputation as a commander. If he was killed by the second strike, it would be his failure. In an instant, he turned his claw into a fist and gathered all the energy in his body. Countless demon runes gathered in his fist, and the vague image of a Hell King appeared behind him. This power seemed to be connected to the source of hell, piercing through the dimensional space. Massive hellish energy surged out from the void like a tidal wave, forming a storm within 1,000 kilometers. Vaguely, the Hell King descended, emitting an unparalleled might. It was as if he was the ruler of the world, ruling over life and death. The powerful aura sent the surrounding demons flying for hundreds of kilometers. Hundreds of cracks also appeared on the ground, and with a cracking sound, soil flew everywhere. Retreat! Retreat! Many demons were scared half to death. They could feel the terror of this punch. It seemed to have gathered the essence of the black lion demon's life and connected to the source of hell. It could destroy everything. Just the shockwaves from the punch could kill a group of demons nearby. They could not afford to be in the center of the battle, or they would be implicated and suffer. When the aura was condensed to the extreme, the black lion demon made his move. He threw a punch towards Xia Ping, locking onto Xia Ping's chi and primordial spirit. There was no way for him to escape. A violent killing intent surged over. The color of the sky changed as mountains collapsed and seas roared. But at that instant, Xia Ping made his move. He took a step forward and punched out. With a tremble and an explosion, the power of the primordial sky dragon and the power of the divine elephant surged out from every cell in his body. Inch by inch, they spread out, causing the void to explode. At the same time, the terrifying power of the golden crow of hell was also transmitted and gathered at one point. The ground crumbled from the force of the punch, creating a huge crater with cracks on the ground. The two fists collided like two planets colliding. The surrounding aura clashed, forming an astral wind storm that tore through everything. Some of the nearby demons could not dodge in time and were sliced into dozens of pieces, dying without a complete corpse. But it was clear that Xia Ping's strength was superior. Like a spiral, he penetrated the black lion demon's Hell King fist and tore the void apart. Impossible! The black lion devil simply couldn't believe it. Few demons at the peak of the Thunder Calamity realm could match up to his full power punch, but this burning devil actually suppressed him in terms of power. It was incomparably powerful. It could feel that the fist force had turned into a spiral and was surging over. It spun continuously and strangled everything in its path. Bang! In the next second, it was caught off guard, and its body was immediately penetrated by the spiral fist force. A large amount of blood flew out, and with a crashing sound, it seemed to turn into a demonic rain, pouring down on the ground. Half of its wings had been smashed into minced meat. It was an incomparably miserable sight. If it wasn't for the Black Lion Devil's extremely strong physique and terrifying regenerative abilities, this kind of injury alone would have been enough to take its life. Shoo! But this was only the beginning. Xia Ping's figure flickered, his face expressionless as he arrived in front of the Black Lion Demon. Looking down from above, he punched out. "It's over, we're dead meat." The Black Lion Devil was scared out of his wits, and his face was ashen. He could sense how terrifying this fist was. It contained boundless killing intent and boundless fist energy. If it were to hit his body, it would immediately be obliterated. He felt like he was about to die. He was the commander of millions of subordinates, but now he was beaten to death by a rash young man. His life's wealth was gone, and he had married more than 10 concubines. He didn't even know who would benefit from it. "Brother, wait, please stop." The Black Lion Devil shouted, stopping Xia Ping's actions. "Wait? Why wait?" Hearing this, Xia Ping stopped and looked at the Black Lion Devil with a confused expression. As expected, this guy was a rash young man. Seeing that Xia Ping had stopped, the Black Lion Devil was overjoyed. He quickly calmed down and said, "It's like this. I said those words just to test your strength, brother." He secretly wiped his sweat. He had just narrowly escaped death, and it had given him quite a fright. "You want to test my strength? But why did you say that I killed the soldiers of Rock City, which is unforgivable and must die?" Xia Ping blinked his eyes. "Ahem, that's just a verbal trick. If I didn't say those words, how could I force you to use your full strength?" The Black Lion Devil never hesitated when he lied. "And it's only a few soldiers who died. These soldiers are even lower than sand. So what if a few of them died? How can they compare to you, brother? Most importantly, this matter wasn't caused by you, brother. It was purely the fault of those few soldiers. Everything was their fault, so why would I blame you?" With a few words, he pushed all the blame to the soldiers. In order to survive, even if it wasn't their fault, it had to be their fault. Dead people couldn't refute anyway. So that's how it is. But which of your words should I believe? Xia Ping looked at the Black Lion Devil. Immediately, the Black Lion Devil's heart tightened. Seeing Xia Ping's calm eyes, it seemed that if he gave a wrong explanation, Xia Ping would kill him on the spot. "If you don't believe me, I can bring you to meet the Lord. In fact, the reason why I tested you was to find a talent for the Lord." The Black Lion Devil quickly said, "With your strength, if you meet the Lord, you will definitely be appreciated by the Lord. Then you will definitely be rich and powerful." "It doesn't matter if I'm rich or not. I came from the mountains because I was invincible. I felt a little lonely, so I left the mountains and came to the city." Xia Ping said honestly, "I heard that there are many experts in the city, so I wanted to compete with them. In that case, joining our Rock City is the best choice. There are many experts in Rock City." The Black Lion Devil was overjoyed. He didn't expect the Burning Demon to have such a plan. It seemed that not only would he survive this time, he would also be able to recruit an extremely powerful expert. Most importantly, the Burning Demon looked easy to trick and control. If he could use the powerful Burning Demon ability, wouldn't he be able to do whatever he wanted in Rock City and suppress the other 8 leaders? From this point of view, what happened today might not be a bad thing. "Brother, after talking for so long, I still don't know your name?" the Black Lion Devil asked. "King Kong." Xia Ping randomly came up with a name. "All right, King Kong, come with me to Rock City to meet the Lord. I'm sure the Lord will be very happy to see an expert like you joining him." You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.